your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Trump administration has filed an appeal just hours after a federal judge ordered the administration to stop construction of the White House ballroom. A preservationist group has requested a preliminary injunction to halt the project. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
The President of the United States is the steward of the White House for future generations of first families. He is not, however, the owner, the judge wrote in his opinion, adding that the ballroom construction project must stop until Congress authorizes its completion. Several Democratic lawmakers have been pressing the White House for more information and have also argued that no construction can occur to rebuild the White House ballroom unless or until Congress authorizes the work.
Also, a federal judge has permanently blocked the Trump administration from enforcing two provisions of an executive order Trump signed in May, stripping NPR and PBS of federal funding, saying it violated the First Amendment. President Trump has signed an executive order that creates a list of verified eligible voters nationwide. It, among other things, calls on the Department of Homeland Security, working in conjunction with the Social Security Administration, to make a list of eligible voters in each state. The move is sure to draw legal challenges. AAA says the national average for regular grade gas is $4.02 per gallon, the highest level since 2022. The nation's farmers who use diesel, which has also shot up, are feeling the squeeze. CBS's Lana Zach in Iowa City.
There goes $300.
That was $300 just now. How would that have compared to before the war?
Probably a little over two, maybe less.
American journalist Shelley Kittleson was kidnapped in Baghdad, according to two sources familiar with the matter, as well as an Iraqi official. Iraq's Interior Ministry says security forces have managed to arrest one suspect and seize a vehicle used in the abduction. The State Department says it will continue to coordinate with the FBI to ensure her release as quickly as possible. Ahead of Easter Sunday, Pope Leo has a message on the war in Iran. CBS's Sabina Castelfranco in Rome.
Pope Leo is urging for a halt to violence ahead of Easter and said he hoped that President Trump was looking for an off-ramp to end the Iran war, a way to decrease the amount of violence and bombing.
The Supreme Court sides with a Colorado counselor in a challenge to the state's ban on conversion therapy for minors. CBS's Jared Hill.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, breaking with her two fellow liberal justices, wrote in her dissent, the court could be ushering in an era of unprofessional and unsafe medical care administered by effectively unsupervised healthcare providers.
This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Airline tickets on the rise. Coming up after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Northbound I-5 through Seattle. It's packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge just past I-90. And then that Ship Canal Bridge starts just past Mercer. So we're up to a half hour now to commute through downtown. But once you get through this, you're clear all the way into Shoreline, where we have just minor backups starting near 145th into Mount Lake Terrace. Seattle to Linwood, in fact, is just a 15-minute drive. South 5, we're bumper to bumper from Northeast 50th in the U District down to I-90. That's 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Bellevue to Linwood, 20 minutes, building volumes through Kirkland and again through Bothell. South 405, we're pretty thick now as you make your way through Factoria. It's a 20-minute commute from Bellevue to Renton. North 405, we're slow now from South Center through the Renton S-curves. Seattle to Federal Way has climbed to 40 minutes. Pretty thick now along South Center between 405 and 516. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're looking good at just 35 minutes. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The soaring cost of jet fuel now starting to raise the cost of air travel. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reports from SeaTac Airports. Says the rising price of jet fuel could cost airlines an extra $11 billion this year.
Prices have jumped from around $2 at the end of December to almost $5 now. In the past month, prices have spiked more than 100%.
And just yesterday, JetBlue announced it was raising baggage fees while United Airlines is now cutting flights. A convicted felon is back behind bars after Seattle police say he was caught burglarizing a Columbia City restaurant early this morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The burglary happened just after 4 a.m. at the Taco City Taqueria on Rainier Avenue South. Police say the man used a crowbar to break in the door and smash windows, doing more than $2,000 in damage, then fled with $400 in stolen liquor. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says he fled on foot, but officers spotted him a few blocks away carrying a huge duffel bag.
Investigators conducted a search incident to arrest, and they found all of those stolen bottles of liquor inside of the bag that he was carrying.
The man was later booked into the King County Jail. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County Sheriff says he is turning off all flock cameras. Sheriff Keith Swank says it comes after Governor Bob Ferguson signed into law yesterday new rules on automatic license plate readers.
We could be driving past stolen cars, a car that has a suspect wanting a homicide. Those cameras help us differentiate those cars, the bad guys from the good guys, and we won't be able to use that tool anymore.
He says it's impossible now for his department to comply with the bans that prohibits them from within 500 feet of protected places like schools or hospitals. Bumbershoot just dropped its 2026 lineup. A hometown band is the biggest draw. Death Cab for Cutie headlines the Labor Day weekend festival for the first time in a decade. Also topping the bill, Turnstile, Orville Peck, and hip-hop icons De La Soul. Festival runs September 5th and 6th at Seattle Center. Tickets on sale now. Kids 12 and under get in free. Now to your weather update. Increasing clouds this afternoon. Rain tomorrow. Right now 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Hey, John,
Yes.
I think I've hit the voicemail line about 6-9 times now. People keep asking why I call so much.
Yeah.
I just keep telling them it's one of my favorite things to do. Do you have a favorite thing you like to 6-9?
Did I like the what?
I couldn't hear him.
Oh, that's nice. Just have him call and then just dismiss it. What was the last part of it? What was the last part? Do you have a thing you like to do?
Do you have anything you like to 6-9?
Yes. Oh, Nate.
Well, I left a message.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Wow, what a way to start.
Your show.
Oh, please. I have no idea what's going to come in the beginning of the show. Diving into the news. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to clean myself.
Better?
That was... Good lordy. All right, here we go, everybody. Don't forget the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is there for you. I know what it seems to be. It's there for every show, but it's there for you. The Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. 1-888-973-5476. Joe reads all the text messages that come in. Teeny chooses the letter of the day. You read them all?
I do.
All right, good. Let's see. Where's the music for the beginning of the show? Oh, there it is. The guy who's supposed to be doing the work didn't do the work. It's too busy down the old rabbit hole. There we go. This is the news according to Joe. It's 2 pages with a staple because we're high class like that. What's wrong, America? You guys are all messed up. I'll explain. It's a weird poll that Gallup took, and I was like, but this doesn't make any sense. This makes no sense. Try to figure it out.
Make sense of it.
I will. It's very similar to caviar. Plus the chicken lawsuit. Yes. Our dog went up, little Al, and dispatched with a number of chickens. This happened, I think, back in 2023.
No, not that
Yeah,
long.
yeah. 7/23, July, yeah. And then we tried to settle it with our neighbors, and we just got served. We have to appear in court on the 20th of April.
Oh, my.
Small claims court. So any lawyers out there, feel free to call. Check in with Joe, text us. Plus chicken experts. I need an expert to appear with me in court. 1-888-973-5476. If you are a chicken farmer or a chicken expert, I could call you as a witness.
Ooh, call Wilcox.
This is going to be very exciting. Very exciting. They want $10,000.
Down from 21.
Yeah, it's not bad. Plus, NASA is sending astronauts to the moon again tomorrow. Yes. The rocket ship is scheduled to launch tomorrow because they're sending them. This is the beginning because eventually we will be on the moon, and we will set up. I'm sorry, just trying to, because I know we're also going to Mars. We're heading to Mars too. Just trying to make sure, don't get the wrong place. Go to Mars, go to the moon, and then we're going to set up a moon station, and then everybody's going to be able to live there. There's going to be timeshares, and then we're going to be able to sell you services to get you out of moon timeshares.
Now, they're just orbiting. They're not landing, right?
Just. Well, why don't you just sit in there and talk about traffic for 3 hours? Oh, they're just orbiting the moon.
Well, I just wanted to clarify that. Because you say they're going to the moon.
Yeah, that's to the moon. You're going to orbit around.
Well, you didn't say orbit. I'm sure there were folks out there who thought to the moon meant they're going to land.
It's a tease. We're teasing. This is how you tease the news.
That's a tease.
Yes, gassy old lady. And by the way, break wind on Nate right now. There we go.
Thank you.
Glenn Morgan's going to come by. It's a really weird thing. You read, so let's see, there's a lawmaker that helps to write the laws. And then when he's not in there writing laws, the business that he works for seems to really get full advantage of the laws that were written. And then when you dig into it, you realize, well, that seems illegal. That doesn't seem that's right. That doesn't seem to get past the smell test. This doesn't. But guess who wrote the laws to say whether they're doing something right or wrong? It's like saying, I like to drive 120 miles an hour. What's the speed limit? 120. How do you know? Because I wrote the law. Very similar to this. And it's not about orbiting the Earth or orbiting the moon. Plus, Rye Roller's going to swing by. This could be the jinx for the Seahawks because no team has ever experienced the thing that the Seahawks are about to experience and then gone on to win the Super Bowl. So that's not going to be necessarily a good thing. And plus a whole bunch of news. Let's see. Governor Ferguson signing the law regulating automatic license plate readers. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Oh, here's the weird one. Have we confirmed this is not true? That this is true? That the bullet that apparently hit Charlie Kirk, and then by some miraculous, I don't know, saint, the bullet, that his bones stopped the bullet. What was it? 30-aught?
30-06, yes.
30-06. Giant round, take down a moose with the thing. Apparently, that round that was supposed and shot from his grandfather, the guy's grandfather's rifle, doesn't match the ballistics, doesn't match the round found from the autopsy.
They can't, yes. I'll save it.
Give me a little bit more.
So they cannot definitively say that this round was fired from that gun.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There's a big rabbit down in that hole because then all of a sudden that opens up everything else, right? Then it opens up, it was somebody else in the crowd, that this guy was like a stooge, like Oswald, that he didn't fire the round. I mean, the whole garbage of I took it apart and put it back together again and took it apart and put it back together again. And then I text my, trans lover, all this garbage stuff that nobody believed any of those things. So then it's like, who's Tyler Robinson? And was he really in the Dairy Queen or the fast food restaurant? Is that really him? And is that a picture of him? I mean, the whole thing doesn't make sense.
The sheriff that talked him into turning himself in suddenly resigned inexplicably yesterday.
Man, Joe, you are going to spend so much time in that rabbit hole.
What do you mean? I live here now.
In the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Oh, all forwarding addresses to the rabbit hole. All right, I was thinking, here we go. In Alaska, if you were fishing, I don't know, 60, 70 years ago or something, they had a can of caviar sitting at the bar. And they used to call it a bump. And they had a little spoon there, and you'd spoon it out and you put it on the back of your hand. Why on the back of your hand? Because that was the cleanest part of a fisherman's hand. And you put the caviar on the back of your hand, and then it'll lick it off, right? That's called a bump. It was caviar bump. Now, why was there caviar on the bar? Well, because caviar is very salty. Fish eggs are very salty. So if you have a couple of free little bumps of caviar, you're like, I could really go for an ice cold beer. The more caviar, the more beer. the more caviar, the more beer. And besides, fish eggs were everywhere, didn't really cost them a whole lot of money, so why not put them on the bar and then allow people to have the free caviar so that they could sell more beer. Now, that is what elected officials do. They do basically the same thing. They alert the voters to a problem, whether real and imagined, and then they try to solve the problem with your money. Now, the reason I say real or imagined, because in the voter's mind, often it's imagined to be real. And those are the best problems for politicians because, once you just sort of imagine that the problem is big, well, then you can stretch it in any direction you possibly want. And then that just means more people are involved, which means there's going to be more money in order to solve the problem because, let's face it, this is not just a problem. This now becomes a crisis. The politicians go on television with their turkey-lurkey attitudes telling you that everything is horrible, that it is awful, and that everything is so bad. And then they go to a commercial break and try to sell you ED medicine or adult diapers. It is a weird disconnect. The ED diapers and the medicine is not that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that here's the weird disconnect. You ready for this? So Gallup, about 3 weeks ago, did a poll of Americans, and they said, are you satisfied or very satisfied with your life? 81% of us said very satisfied or somewhat satisfied with our life. Okay, 81% very satisfied, somewhat satisfied. Here's the weird disconnect. You ready? 20% were very satisfied or somewhat satisfied with the country. Now, how can that be? How can you be so satisfied with your life, but then so dissatisfied with the country? How can that be? That doesn't make sense. Are you comparing this country to other countries? Well, forget about that. There's no comparison. How about years? Let's pick a year. Okay, how about 1990? 1990, crime was off the charts. Let's take New York City, for example. In 1990, 2,245 people were murdered in New York City in 1990. By 2017, the number is 292. A 90% decrease. How about the 80s? 54% of Americans thought that nuclear war was very likely. 54% said we're going to get bombed with a nuclear bomb in 1980. And by the way, about 53% of people were satisfied with their life. I would be too. Only about 53% satisfied if you thought any day we're going to get a nuclear bomb lands. Okay, in the 1970s, we'll go back to that. Inflation, stagflation. Americans felt it all the time. Gas lines around the corner. Cars would run out of gas while waiting in line. Thing was a mess. How about the 60s? We had Vietnam. We had race riots. You had protests, assassinations. The country, quote unquote, was literally falling apart. All right, so looking at the polling, people were satisfied somewhat with their life, and also it aligned with how they perceived the country. That makes sense. These polls, the latest ones, give you the impression that the United States is in some sort of a dumpster fire, but for some reason, the smoke from that fire just isn't blowing in the general direction of the people that are being polled. Maybe they can't see the flames from their backyard. Maybe they're just imagining the whole thing. But they know things are not good for someone else out there, but just not for them. You see, this doesn't make sense. So two things are happening. Either that can happen. 81% either have to start living like the world is a pile of crap, or they have to realize things are not that bad. That would be better for everyone. And if things are not that bad, politicians are going to have a more difficult time telling us that things are terrible. The best thing that we can all do is avoid taking the free caviar, because all it does is make us thirsty, and then the politicians sell us beer. There you go. Bong.
Ding bong.
Ding bong.
Ding.
Bong. Ding bong. Okay, going back to this Charlie Kirk thing. So, Robinson's up on the roof. This is according to the story that we've been told. He's up on the roof. He fires the .30-06 from a hunting rifle that was his grandfather's. He went up onto the roof. It was taken apart, put it together again, put the scope on it, and took one shot without adjusting the scope, which people have said that doesn't make sense. Apparently, the round from this gigantic round coming off of the .30-06 hits Charlie Kirk in the neck, and then somehow the vertebrae, because Charlie Kirk has been blessed by the gods or something, stops the round, which makes no sense.
They said he must have had superhuman bones.
Superhuman bones. Okay. So that makes no sense. So then everybody starts jumping onto, well, if you look at his shirt flies up, and what's that thing that seems to come here and there, and who's this guy in the crowd that's giving some sort of weird hand signal to somebody else? Are they firing the round?
Why are they grabbing all the microphones and cameras?
Why did they jump up there while he's still on the ground and start to remove cameras and what was that they were taking off the back of Charlie Kirk? All this stuff. And here's the thing. It happens. And then within 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 weeks, all you see on social media is everybody questioning it. This makes no sense. Why his shirt going up? Where's the exit wound? Who's this guy? Who's that guy? Why are they coming up on stage? Why did they not put him in an ambulance? Why did they put him in a car? All this. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. Right?
Yeah. Up until a couple of weeks ago, when Joe Kent, the former director of the counterterrorism, said that they were specifically told by the FBI, you are no longer investigating this, even though they had legitimate tips that there could have been foreign involvement.
This is in Robinson or in the assassination of Trump?
No, this is Robinson.
Ah. Yeah, it's so strange. That's it, yeah.
You do a pretty good
I don't want to go into the rabbit hole with Joe every single day, but he drags me down into the thing every day. I'm down there, and I'm like, okay, I see the rabbits. Okay, I see whatever we're supposed to see down there. But then I got to come up out of the hole. I listened to Coast to Coast the other day when some woman was on talking about all the celebrities that are shape-shifting, and they're actually lizard people. Ooh. And she was listing all the celebrities that have been taken over by lizard people and are influencing people. And I'm like, that's some good stuff right here. 12:30 at night.
Did you have a couple of favorites? Who did she mention?
Well, people were calling up, yeah, I was wondering, is Brad Pitt one of them? She's like, well, that's a good question. I don't know about Brad Pitt. Definitely
Tom Cruise.
No, Jim Carrey has been taken over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Morgan Freeman. No, I'm kidding. All right, here comes Nate orbiting the moon. Nate, check your traffic.
Yes, sir. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has our update. Here in Seattle, North 5, it is jam-packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge just past I-90, and then again from Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. So you got a little break there in between, but it's a half hour to clear our downtown backup. South 5 looking good. You're going to jam up there on the Ship Canal Bridge. Both lake bridges are clear. Westbound 520 jams up at Montlake, very typical. Bellevue to Renton, we're pushing 25 minutes. Stop and go between Southeast 8th and Bellevue to Coal Creek Parkway. Seattle to Federal Ways at 40 minutes. Heavy volumes from 405 to 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we've gone up a bit to 45 minutes. Now we're looking at scattered backups between Renton and Kent, and then it is solid from State Route 18 into Puyallup. And North 405 through Renton, just before the Maple Valley Highway, we've got a disabled vehicle blocking your right lane. That's got you backed up into South Center. Right now, we've got a 10-minute delay between South Center and Bellevue. This report brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. And today, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is wrapping up their deal where they pay your sales tax plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO Newsradio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener. Like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV. But if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
You're 62 or older, lots of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or HELOC, well, it means a bigger payment. And the cost of selling your home, it's insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Ewart here for Tila Mortgage. You don't need to live at a lower standard than you deserve. You really got three options. Number one, sell your home. 2, get a HELOC or refinance. Or 3, get a reverse mortgage. Tila has done the analysis and believes that a reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their homes without selling and having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? No. Call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Pierce County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington State who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granello. President Trump just offered a new timeline for ending the war in Iran. He told reporters in the Oval Office the conflict could wrap up, in his words, 2 weeks, maybe 3. CBS's Wei Jiang spoke with the president this morning.
The president also told me that he believes they're essentially regime change already, that the people that the U.S. is talking to are much more reasonable, and he feels there's a lot of progress there, which is one reason he says he believes the war is winding down.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said today the upcoming days will be decisive in the war with Iran. Meantime, U.S. stocks surged to their best day since last spring. At the closing bell, Dow Jones soared more than 1,000 points as investors now hope for a possible end to the war. NASDAQ climbed nearly 4%. PNC chief economist Gus Fauché.
We really didn't see much of a move in oil prices today. And so if we were to see really good news coming out of Iran, we might expect to see a big drop in oil prices. They're down slightly, but not a very big decline. So it could just be some optimism about the situation with Iran.
Meta is laying off 168 employees across King County. The cut hit offices in Seattle, Bellevue, and Redmond, plus nearly 40 remote workers in the states. Company filings show the layoffs target about 10% of Meta's Reality Labs division. That's the team behind virtual reality and those smart glasses. The layoffs take effect on May 8th. Countdown is now on to the launch of Artemis 2 on a mission to the moon. Launch window opens tomorrow. CBS's Christian Benavides has more from the Kennedy Space Center.
Artemis 2 is a test flight for future lunar missions and will allow human eyes to see the far side of the moon. The Orion capsule will spend about a day in a high Earth orbit before moving to what NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman calls a key point in the mission.
We'll get really comfortable that we're ready, and then we push the button, translunar injection. We're sending that spacecraft farther into space than ever before.
NASA says there is an 80% chance of favorable weather to launch. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, let's see. Northbound I-5 through Seattle, we're struggling basically now from the Michigan curve past I-90, and then another backup approaching from Mercer, approaching the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to clear downtown. South 5 is doing really good this afternoon so far. You'll eventually hit a backup there at the Ship Canal Bridge down to I-90. 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Bellevue to Renton is pushing 25 with stop-and-go volumes from mid-Bellevue down to Cold Creek Parkway. And things thin out pretty quickly for you. Seattle to Federal Way is at 40 minutes. We're heavy between 405 and 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 45-minute drive. Getting pretty solid now between Renton and Kent, and then it is packed from State Route 18 into Puyallup. We already cleared that stall north 405 in Renton just before the Maple Valley Highway. Got a backup still, though, from South Center up to the scene. 25 minutes between South Center and Bellevue. And Tacoma to Olympia doing great at just 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to your forecast. Increasing clouds this afternoon. Tomorrow, rain. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granello, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm on a horse. We have so much fun around here. Can everybody on the YouTube, while we're on a commercial break, can they see us or hear us? Or
they
can't
yes,
hear us?
Except for when Aaron is doing his news.
Okay, good. All right.
And the camera's on him, and we bother him.
Any lip readers out there, we are in trouble. Home covered lines when it comes to heating and cooling and plumbing and electric. I can tell you, I haven't been invited to Aaron's house for some reason, but I'm pretty sure he's got plumbing.
I saw a Home Comfort Alliance truck in my neighborhood this morning.
Oh!
Yeah, the neighbor was using them.
There you see that? There we go. Thank you, Teeny. Backing them up. There you. We love your neighbor for that. Home cover lines when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. And guys, I do have to have you come out because I got to get a diesel generator for the barn, for the weddings. Because I just keep thinking, I don't put bad energy out into the world. But they're in the middle of their, ceremony and all.
Don't even think it. Don't say it.
It's too late. I'm going to call home cover lines, because they can. I don't know. It's not that expensive, but man, it would be bad news. That thing went all, goes down. Yeesh. We only have four weddings booked this year.
Really?
We had 2 that were booked, and then the bride calls up. I'd like to cancel. Okay. I think I'm under the. I think it's within the months of canceling. Like, yep, no problem. Seem pretty upset. Yeah, my boyfriend. He cheated on me. Like, oof. Okay, we'll send you back the money. And then like a month later, hi, I'd like to cancel.
Really?
Okay, what? No problem. My boyfriend cheated on me. It's like, that's 2?
Jeez.
Going around. 2 different brides to be.
Maybe they should have gotten engaged first.
What do you mean they were engaged?
Oh, you said the boyfriend.
The betrothed. Jeez, Joe. Didn't know I was in court all of a sudden. Speaking of being in court, Andrew. The litigants are now entering the courtroom. Doug Llewellyn standing outside with his awkward hair. Rusty the bailiff ready to sign. A few papers for you. Don't forget, don't take the law into your own hands. Take him to court.
The people's court.
Don't take the law into your own hands. You take him to court.
You take him to court. Here's what happened. Bongo player. This is true. Little Al got out. Little Al had gone up to the neighbor's house with Lou and got some chickens, killed them. We then sent Lou away. Little Al at home. We then buy an electric fence, put it on Little Al and his, little thing so he can't get past.
Yep.
Blast past the electric fence, goes back up and does a number on these chickens. Same people, same nice people,
sure.
Same thing. Killing some chickens. Then I think that yes.
Were the chickens cooped?
Yes.
Or were they free range?
Cooped
chickens.
Cooped chickens.
Wow.
The neighbor with the deceased chickens, I'm sure wanted to go out there and shoot Little Al, but Little Al's like this cute little dog, and he loves animals, and he didn't, so that's very nice. Then the sheriff shows up and has to serve Nick, and he walks into the restaurant where she's having something to eat there. I think the Caboose.
Is this yesterday or?
I'm going back.
Okay,
I'm back. He says, "Do you want me to serve you here or serve you outside?" Well, when a cop walks in to the lunch place,
sure,
and then watches Nick have to walk, then everybody's like looking. He's out there doing it on the sidewalk. Here's the deal: you got to either destroy the dog, muzzle the dog 24 hours a day, or rehome the dog. You have 3 choices. She's like, "Oh my God." All right, Little Al. So we relocate Little Al.
2 dogs now.
2 dogs gone. Lulu gone to Lene. Little Al gone away to another home. So that's it. The neighbors then show up and come up and explain to us that they want to settle the whole thing. I'm like, okay, I feel bad. I've had chickens get killed before. It's a horrible experience. I loved my chickens. They all had names. They delivered eggs. It was great. So they give me this piece of paper and they say, okay, well, this is the number of chickens. This is how many eggs they laid. This is how much money we lost. And if you turn the page, you can see you owe us $21,000. Like,
what?
Wow. I was like, wow. I know. I felt like pulling an Al Pacino on him right there, like an Al Pacino. I am the law. And I was like, whoa.
Okay, now wait a minute. So at this point, they lost how many chickens?
I took them, what?
How many chickens?
I think 13.
Okay, 13 chickens.
Well,
so
in total, because don't forget, there was two attacks.
2 attacks.
I don't know the total number.
13-ish.
But $21,000.
Less than 20 chickens.
Okay, fine.
But you
don't catch your chickens before they're killed.
That's right. At this point, you have lost 2 dogs.
Yes.
I mean, it was either kill them or get rid of them. So
or muzzle them 24 hours a day, and anytime the cop can come by and look for the muzzle.
So you had to part with dogs, which I'm sorry, 2 dogs and 20 chickens. I still think you came out on the losing end of that. And then on top of that, they want 21 grand.
Well, Joe, that is the question. So where are you selling the eggs? Who is buying the eggs? So what happened is, because I am not the sole proprietor of White Barn Farms, I do have an investor. And the investor said to me, this guy from New York, I'm not paying for chickens. I was like, well, the only chicken I want to eat is off a plate. I'm like, okay, well, let me explain how it works here. Out in the country, your dog can't go eat chicken. Your dog ate a chicken? I was like, oh my God, it's just never mind. He goes, listen, I'm not writing any checks off of anything until you get this stuff all straightened out. I was like, okay. So I hang up, call the accountant, and the accountant says, profit and loss statements from 2021 to 2023, your EIN number, your chicken commercial selling license, your all this crap.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I don't know where any of that stuff is. I don't, do they have it?
Yeah, you're asking your neighbor for this.
Right. That's what the guy says. I'll cut the check as soon as you just send us that
Show
stuff.
us proof that you were selling eggs and how many they produce.
I wish Al Pacino were here right now. He'd yell out, I am the law! How's Al Pacino the law? Anyway. Oh, yeah! So at this point, I'm like, oh, my God. So I send that to him, and I apologize, and I tell him, look, this is what they want in order for cut the check.
Right.
Show us your damages. We want to make it whole. I understand. I'm sympathetic. I know how horrible this is to see dead chickens, and you have to pick them up. It's terrible. So then I tell him, I said, tell you what I'll reimburse you $2,600. I'll give you the cash, or you can do check, whatever you want to do. I realize this is a horrible situation. I never heard back from them. They said that when I sent them the list of stuff that the accountant wanted, they said, we thought we could settle this in a neighborly way.
Asking for 21 grand.
Well, anyway, so didn't hear anything until yesterday. Nick gets served again.
Where was she?
Oh, she picked it up at the post office.
Oh.
So on the 20th of April at 10 o'clock, I will be in small claims court.
Is that a weekday?
It is a Monday, unfortunately for you, Joe, at 10 o'clock. So hopefully we dispatch of this quickly, and I can jump in the car and drive the speed limit and get here in time to do the show.
Ooh, can we live stream? Where
You can't live stream it.
I mean, covertly.
Oh, yeah. The judge loves that when you surreptitiously videotape a court hearing.
They've seen it all.
Maybe I should take him to court. Oh, we already went through that already. Yeah, that's where the judge would be like, what's that camera?
Okay, so you've obviously done a little Googling. What does a chicken cost? A typical egg-laying chicken?
$3 to $8. If you get the fancy ones, $5 to $10.
$5 to $10 for the fancy. So on the high side, you owe them like $100.
They lay eggs for about 2 years. They hit their peak of egg laying. And then then as they get older, they lay less eggs. So the difficult part will be, what were the ages of each chicken? How many eggs was each chicken laying? Now, I know I'm responsible for the dog going in. I got that. I'm guilty as charged on that. That's a little Al problem. So now it's, ages and stuff like that, and how many eggs, and then where were you selling the eggs? That's the other part.
Yeah, and you also had to part with 2 dogs, and that is not.
You
easy.
Stop bringing that up. The judge is not going to care about that.
Yeah, but I care, and you offered him $2,500.
So it's not where the dogs went. Your Honor, I love that dog. I love that thing.
Maybe you had a countersuit on your hands.
What's a countersuit?
In people's court, they always have a countersuit.
That's people's court, Joe. That's not real court.
This is basically people's court.
This is not. Doug Llewellyn will explain it to you right now.
Don't take the law into your own hands. You take them to court.
Yeah. Rusty the bailiff has some papers for you to sign right this way, and then he takes the people off. They have like 2 teeth in their head, and they're heading off with their $300 or something. That's people's court.
Nice.
Anyway, there we go. Did any lawyers call in? No. One lawyer wrote in and said you can't bring a lawyer to small claims court.
They did, and somebody said, how is $21,000 small claims court? That was the first ask of the neighbor. Now they want $10,000.
Well, small claims court doesn't take anything over $10,000.
So they asked you a couple of years ago for $21,000.
I offered 26.
You offered 2,600, and now they want 10,000.
Yeah.
Via small.
There you go. Woo. Oh, boy, huh?
Country living.
Okay. All right. I see you, Andrew. Here comes Nate with traffic. Nathan.
North 5, we're packed from the Michigan curve. Just past I-90, you'll catch a little break. Another solid backup from Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. All added up a half hour to clear downtown. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, we're pushing an hour. 55 minutes. You're slow from Kirkland all the way through Canyon Park. Everett to Marysville looking good. Less than 10 minutes. North 5 slows between the Boeing Freeway and Highway 2. Seattle to Federal Way, a 40-minute commute. North 405 approaching 167 in Renton. We've got a new collision partially blocking the HOV lane. It's mostly on the left shoulder. And if you have studded tires on your vehicles, you got to swap them out by day's end tomorrow. State Patrol begins issuing $137 fines. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Thanks for that quick one there.
Yep.
By the way, if you're over the age of 50, you don't want to wear readers anymore or glasses or contacts, you're concerned about a cataract, I got a great solution for you. You can have 20/20 vision just like I have. You go to K2visionRLE.com. That's K2visionRLE.com. Here's my story. Every year, I'd have to go and get another pair of glasses. They got thicker and thicker and thicker, and I had a whole drawer full of them. Ones to wear at night, to see at night, up close, middle. I mean, it was what a mess. I'd put one pair on, that's not the right ones. So I go to see K2visionRLE.com. I meet Dr. Copsey. We talk about golf and a few other things, and I ask him the slightly uncomfortable question, how many of these have you done? He's like, I don't know, maybe 100,000. I was like, okay, good hands. I'm in good hands. Then he says to me, now listen, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to take a look at your eyes. I'll tell you to come back in 5, 10, 15, or 20 years until it has a great result for you, but not until, and he takes a look at my eyes. He goes, ooh, your eyes are bad. I said, I know, I told you. He goes, okay, let's do this. 5 minutes in one eye, 5 on the other. I go back in. I think it was the next day. I got 20/20 vision. If you'd like to have the same story, if you don't wear readers, you don't wear readers or contacts or glasses, concerned about a cataract, K2visionRLE.com. These are the guys to see. K2visionRLE.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office, and I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. April showers bring May who am I kidding? We live in Western Washington. The only thing April showers bring are clogged and overflowing gutters, which can damage your home from your roof to your foundation.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim, and my friends at Valentine Roofing are ready to come to your rescue. Right now, you can bundle and save 10% off your entire job when you add new gutters to any new roofing project. Plus, Valentine also offers gutter guards to help keep leaves and needles out for good, giving you an additional layer of defense against clogged and overflowing gutters. Having Valentine out at my house and seeing their professionalism and attention to detail, it's no surprise. Valentine Roofing was awarded the 2025 Gold for Best Roofing Company and Silver for Best Gutter Company by the Seattle Times Best in the Pacific Northwest Awards. You deserve the best, too. So schedule your free roofing and gutter estimate today to bundle and save 10%. Just call 206-ROOFING. That's 206-ROOFING. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Solving it. Putting some perspective on the whole thing, Joe. All right, so we're heading to the moon. When is it? Tomorrow? Today?
Tomorrow. 3:24 tomorrow.
All right, get us all
time.
excited about it, Joe.
All right, here we go.
Here we are. Here we go. At some point.
The Artemis 2 mission is a test mission of the Orion space capsule.
Artemis 2 will be the first time we put humans on this rocket.
We're going back to the moon because it's the next step in our journey to Mars.
We were always going to the moon.
Pushing ourselves to explore is just core to who we are. That's a part of being a human.
And liftoff. We shall return.
Continuing to test out every bit of Orion.
Coming back to Earth, 7 miles a second.
When humanity sets big goals, we can bring together genius from around the world.
You have the best people on planet Earth putting this vehicle together. That's what's up.
To innovate for the benefit of humanity and to inspire the world through discovery.
And here we go.
Okay.
You didn't even watch.
I did watch.
I watched you not watch.
I watched. I saw the thing.
No,
I
you
didn't
missed-
like the
you
vocal
missed the
frying that the
astronaut with
female was doing.
The moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon.
Thank you, Katy Perry, astronaut of great success.
Look at this chin on this astronaut. Look at that thing.
Okay, yeah, that's the kind of guy you want to send to the moon. I get that.
It's a cartoon character.
Right. So as it is, we are in a race now with China, not Russia. So if China could continue to steal all of our technology and then apply it, they want to be heading up there August of the summer this year. China plans on being there. So we're going to get there first, apparently. Just orbiting around. What we eventually want to do is be able to set up some type of mining industry there on the moon to be able to get helium and a bunch of other
Helium-3.
Helium-3, sorry, yes, helium-3. Not to say anything bad about helium-4. So it starts tomorrow. The race begins tomorrow.
During our show. We're covering it live.
I'm surprised you don't see this as like some sort of thing like, oh, Epstein.
Don't worry, there's plenty of time between now and tomorrow.
Okay, fine. We'll get some more of that later on, and that's for tomorrow, the big blast off. But here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, North 5 through Seattle. It is solid from the Michigan curve past I-90. You'll catch a little break, and then it's solid again approaching Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. We're now up to 40 minutes to get through downtown backup. South 5 looking pretty good till you get to the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge. That's where we'll jam up down to I-90. Seattle to Everett has gone up to a 50-minute commute. We're slow from Northgate now through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett just hit 1 hour building volumes from Kirkland through Canyon Park. Seattle to Fedway is a 40-minute drive. Really heavy from 405 down to 516. And in Renton, North 405 approaching 167. Our collision is now blocking that HOV lane. You're backed up to I-5. South Center to Bellevue is a 25-minute drive. Once you get through this backup, though, it's clear all the way into Bellevue. This report brought to you by Heritage Homecraft, and they will transform your kitchen in about a week. Way less mess, time, and expense in a tear-out. Call today, and Heritage Homecraft will pay your sales tax. 425-485-1600. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. What is something someone can do right now to protect themselves from being on the wrong side of the IRS?
It's really pretty simple, and that is do it right. File on time and pay on time. Yet things do get in the way, like we know. And if you have situations where you're feeling a little concerned about what's in your tax return, get some professional help. And there is a group or a class of people that just think they can put anything they want in their tax return. And they think they are being smarter than the government. It's kind of like the person, the narcissist that thinks they're smarter than everybody else and they're going to get away with it. They will maybe for a while, but the time will come. There will be a day of reckoning.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN.
None better, tax resolution.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, oh, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are, as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. TurboTax helps you get your biggest refund, and then Credit Karma helps you do more with it. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump says that U.S. forces will end operations in Iran very soon.
We have had regime change. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job. And I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer.
Trump also says U.S. gas prices will, in his words, come tumbling down once the war with Iran ends. Hope of that happening has led U.S. stocks to surge to their best day since last spring, and the Dow soared more than 1,100 points. The Nasdaq closed up almost 4%. Oil traded lower, and that will keep gas prices high for the foreseeable future. CBS's Lana Zach in North Liberty, Iowa.
This is particularly true of folks who rely on diesel. That is up about $2 a gallon since the start of the war. We're talking about truckers filling up a semi. That's about 300 gallons. Filling up a tractor. Lance Lillibridge, the farmer in Vinton, Iowa that I was talking to, he said it's costing him now $300 to fill up.
A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to stop construction of the $400 million White House ballroom. A preservationist group had requested a preliminary injunction. CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
This isn't any national park, the judge said. It's an iconic symbol of this nation. The President of the United States is the steward of the White House for future generations of first families. He is not, however, the owner, the judge wrote in his opinion, adding that the ballroom construction project must stop until Congress authorizes its completion.
The Supreme Court sides with a Colorado counselor in a challenge to the state's ban on conversion therapy for minors. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
The case stems from a 2022 lawsuit brought by Kaylee Childs, a Christian licensed therapist who performs faith-informed counseling. She argued Colorado's ban violated her First Amendment right.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was the lone dissenter. An American journalist has been kidnapped in Baghdad. More from CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Sources tell CBS News her name is Shelley Kittleson, and one of her contacts said she had been warned by the U.S. government about a specific threat to her from an Iran-backed paramilitary group. The State Department has confirmed she was warned and says it will continue to coordinate with the FBI to ensure her release as quickly as possible. A spokesman also says Iraqi authorities have detained one of those involved in the kidnapping.
The TASS news agency says a Russian military plane has crashed in Crimea, killing 29 people. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
Airline sticker shock coming up after Nate Conrad's at the real-time traffic desk.
And this one's brought to you by Seattle Sports. Here in Seattle, we're struggling northbound I-5. It is bumper to bumper from the Michigan curve just past I-90. You'll catch a little break and then solid again approaching Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. So all added up, plan on 40 minutes to get through this. South 5, though, we're doing pretty good heading into Seattle. It'll get thick there about Northeast 50th in the U District down to I-90. Seattle to Everett will take you 50 minutes. You're slow from Northgate through Linwood. Bellevue Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. It's slow from Bellevue now all the way into Canyon Park. And then at 527, you're going to clear out. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 20 to 25 minutes. Looks like we may have a new crash south 405 near Northeast 44th near the VMAC. All of a sudden, traffic comes to a screeching halt there. Seattle to Federal Way is at 40 minutes. It's heavy from 405 to 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is at 45 minutes. Pretty solid between Renton into Auburn. You'll catch a little break and then solid again from Pacific into Puyallup. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Airlines are responding to rising jet fuel costs by raising ticket prices. Some travelers at SeaTac Airport saying they're already feeling the pinch.
I saw an increase by about $200 already from Las Vegas to Chicago in the end of July, so definitely reconsidering if I want to take that route.
And KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha reports jet fuel prices have surged some 85% in the U.S. since the start of the Iran war.
To fight the rising costs, United is cutting flights, and the airline's CEO already spoke about the impacts.
Airfares are up probably 15 to 20%. In the last month.
Jet fuel prices could cost airlines an extra $11 billion this year alone.
A convicted felon was rearrested early this morning after police say he was caught burglarizing a restaurant in Columbia City. Police say the man used a crowbar to break in and smash windows at Taco City Taqueria. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says the man was caught a few blocks away.
The investigators, they were reviewing the video surveillance footage that was provided by the business owner. So that detained man was clearly the same gentleman depicted in the video surveillance footage committing crime.
And police say he did about $2,000 in damages and left with $400 in stolen liquor. Frustrating encounter for a man in North Seattle who says he caught copper wire thieves in the act early last week. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
He went outside and saw the man quickly getting into 2 utility boxes along the sidewalk.
I get on the phone, and I guess somebody else called it in, too, because they're like, oh, is it 2 guys? We have another call for that. I'm like, yeah, I'm right here. They're doing it right now.
Chef says he called 911 again as the 2 men worked their way down the street, stealing more wiring.
But police never responded. SPD says officers were likely on higher priority calls. Seahawks are heading to HBO. For the first time, the Hawks will be featured on Hard Knocks. The announcement coming last night at the league's annual meeting. The show is set to follow the team through training camp this summer. Now to your weather updates, looking at sunshine this afternoon, but increasing clouds today and rain for tomorrow. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
John, don't look now. But I think Joe is trying to lure you to the dark side. Don't fall for it, even if he does offer you some of those Wilcox Farm fresh family eggs.
Okay.
Don't fall for it. Don't look. Don't make eye contact with him. Be careful.
But I do love those eggs.
Yes. Thank you, Teeny. Thank you, Joe. All right, David in the news. Here we go. Yeah. All right, bring our troublemaker in. May hit the song, hit the music for him. Bring him in. Oh, boy. Here he comes now from We the Govern. Glenn Morgan, the thorn in the side of politicians in the state of Washington for years and years and years. All right, Morgan, what do you got?
Well, John, it's always good to chat with you. And every time I talk to you, it seems like I'm bringing you another scandal story. And why is that?
Yes, why is that?
I don't know. I'm sure it's just coincidence. But, I did a video that launched today, and people can see it on my YouTube channel at We to Govern. But essentially, it's just focusing on what I think people need to start paying attention to more in our state, which is kind of this internal grifting operation that exists in government where insiders pass laws that they personally profit from, and they make lots of money off of it. And it's unethical. It reeks of corruption and insider dealing, but it may very well be legal in our state. And that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be talking about it, because it's not what most of us would think of when we're thinking of public servants going down to Olympia and doing the people's work.
Yes.
It usually means they're supposedly working for us and not for themselves and their personal enrichment.
Right. Well, from We the Governed, I watched the whole thing, and then I did some research as well. And the comment that you just made, which was, it is legal what happens, and then you feel like, well, that's the end of the story. But if they write the laws as to what's legal and illegal, and they are able to bend those in a position to benefit themselves, then it doesn't pass the smell test. But legally, it's the way the law was written by the people that had the interest in themselves. So let's talk about our Senate Majority Leader, the case that you have found with Mr. Peterson. What did you find out?
Well, so Jamie Peterson, obviously state Senate leader, and the author and architect of a number of recent tax bills. The Climate Commitment Act was the one I mainly focused on here, but obviously he was heavily involved in the income tax bill as well. But one of the things that I think gets missed a lot, and by the way, none of the documents, none of the references that I'm giving here are super secret, deep throat sources inside of whistleblowers in government.
Yeah.
Those sources would be on top of this. This is just what you can find looking at the public documents with the Public Disclosure Commission or in contracts from some of they have DES agency contract data sets out there. So that's where you can get some of this information. But essentially, he works according to his own financial disclosure documents for a company called McKinstry, and he gets paid, somewhere. And the reason why I say that there's a range is because when you fill out these public affairs documents, you identify how much income you're getting through which source in a range. It doesn't give you the exact number. It just gives you a range. So he's making somewhere around $250,000 to $500,000 a year from McKinstry, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that, except that McKinstry is a company that that in his I won't say day job, but in his part-time job in the legislature, he's essentially writing bills that create laws that send business directly to his company, and his company gets a lot of sole source, no bid contracts to do these environmental building standard reviews, and they get Climate Commitment Act funds and all this other money that comes through his business, and he gets a cut of that. And it's not just that he gets a cut in the payroll, but according to his own financial records, he's also a percentage ownership, so he gets essentially dividends or ownership payouts that have basically increased year by year, tracking with the bills that he's able to get through the legislature, so that's money that comes right back into his pocket.
Right, but
here's another $150,000.
But here's the way the law is written: that you are not violating the law as long as you don't own more than 10% of the company. He owns 1% of McKinstry, so he gets paid. So when he's not down there making sure that the rich people pay their fair share, he's working for this company. And then if you back it up, as you've done in this piece at We the Govern, you see, okay, so he writes these laws. He sets up this new type of structure where it's profit but non-profit. You could say, well, McKinstry is now doing work that's, helping the environment, so therefore they're into this separate category, and therefore it's a no-bid contract. So then they come up with, okay, we have all this money that we've ripped off from the people of Washington into the CCA. We're going to take part of that, and we're going to give that. Oh, what do you know? It's going over to Jamie's business, and they get it. They went from $4 million of Washington contracts to $40 million. I don't know how many years that took. And, everybody's happy. Jamie must be happy because, of course, we're lowering the Earth's temperature and heating up the bottom line at the business that he works for. But again, because the way these laws are written, he's not doing anything illegal.
No, and keep in mind, he's also personally gone in and lobbied the Ethics Board and the Public Disclosure Commission to prevent the public from seeing who his clients are at McKinstry. So we're only seeing a fraction of actually how much, influence that business that he works for, and he's legal counsel and vice president. I mean, it's not like he's not the frontline receptionist there, and so he's making strategic business decisions for them on a regular basis. And then when he goes down to the legislature, he gets to pass the laws that profit and allow his company to grow exponentially directly as a result of those laws. And keep in mind, a lot of the entities that are giving the contracts to the business he works for are public institutions like University of Washington or Eastern Washington University or other DES, which is the Department of Enterprise Services, which has a number of different public businesses out there or buildings out there, and they manage a lot of these buildings. And those are the same entities that are directly reflected by his decisions, Jamie Peterson's decisions, on the finance committee as to how big their budgets are going to be or how much their budgets might get cut next time around. And if you don't think they're making decisions on where their contracts go based on the fact that the guy who's going to decide what size of budget they have next year could potentially decide that maybe you deserve a 10% cut in your budget if that contract doesn't go to the business I happen to work for, wink, wink, then you're crazy, because that's exactly how human nature works, and it always has.
Yeah.
The problem is that, we do have ethics laws that say that there's all kinds of conflicts that you have to try to avoid. But over the years, they've been watered down, and Jamie Peterson's made he's taken full advantage of that or lobbied to get them watered down more so that he doesn't have to disclose a lot of the other people that are also benefiting from his access to power here. And one of the challenges is, and I've filed ethics complaints before in the past, and I've talked to people who sat on the ethics boards, and one of the things they say is that you can get in trouble for posting the wrong Facebook, TikTok video during the legislative session, and you can get fined $5,000 for a Facebook post that was wrong, as a Republican legislator discovered a few years ago.
Yeah.
But you can go and do this and have what amounts to, over a few years, millions of dollars coming into your, tens of millions of dollars into your business, and ultimately, over a number of years, millions of dollars into your own personal back pocket, directly related to decisions that you're making in Olympia as your official capacity as a state senator. And that's totally fine. Nothing wrong. Nothing to see there. Look the other way.
Yeah, but the interesting thing, if you did have a complaint, you could take it to the Legislative Ethics Board. But then when you take it to the board, you go, well, look at that. Peterson's on the board.
Yeah, he's sitting on the board. Now, obviously, he would theoretically, I'm going to put air quotes around this, recuse himself from it, but it's his friends that are on that board, and they're not going to, ever hold him accountable. And this is the challenge that you face when you're trying to dig into some of the problems that we have with insider dealing, or what most of us would consider unethical behavior. It may be obviously unethical on its face, but it doesn't mean that they have laws against it, because the very people who write the laws have decided to exempt themselves from them. And it's kind of like the insider dealing that you see in Congress back in D.C. that, makes national news all the time. It's just people don't realize this same thing happens at the state level, only it's oftentimes even more obvious. And this is just the public side of it. Keep in mind, there's a bunch of stuff that's happening that you would have to get different sources or get it through much less obvious sources. This is something that anybody listening to the show could look this information up in about 5 minutes and have access to the same information that I'm describing here. And,
let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. So Jamie Peterson helps to write the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. This is Law HB 1257, mandating. So they write the law. They mandate that large buildings meet strict energy efficient targets, right? And then guess who comes in to make sure that the large buildings meet the energy efficiency target and does the work to make sure that they meet those targets? Happens to be which company?
What do you know? It's McKinstry, where he works.
Wait a minute. Are you saying, so I write a law that says that the buildings have to reach this level of efficiency, and then once I write the law, then now there's a scramble for funds in order for the buildings to reach that level of efficiency. And then they have to call a company in order to meet that standard, and they happen to pick up the phone and Jamie Peterson's business answers and says, oh, we'll go do that work for you, and we'll charge you $60 million, whatever it is, I don't know what the number amount, that they then get paid. So I write the law, create the bar that has to be jumped over, and then the company that helps the business get over that bar happens to also be my own business.
Right, the one I own and the one that pays me $500,000 a year on top of that.
That sort of seems weird. What a weird coincidence.
Just endless coincidence, especially when there's about 6 laws like this that he's written that directly come back to the company that he worked for as the primary sole source no bid contractor as well for a lot of government clients, which are also conveniently just happen to be the same clients that have to go before him and beg for their budget every single legislative session. He's the guy that he's the head of the Senate, so he gets to control the agenda. He has substantial influence on the budget, and he gets to decide what hearings are happening on what bills. And every one of those public entities, like the University of Washington, like Eastern, all of them, they have to go through him. And believe me, they know this. And so so of course, which company is going to get their business? I'm sure it's just a total coincidence and a pure just fate that tens of millions of dollars of those contracts on an annual basis goes directly to his company, and it's gone up 100% over the last couple of years.
Right. Plus, he's also involved in the alternative public works. So he's involved in the legislation governing how state agencies hire the general contractors. So he's also involved in which ones get chosen and which ones don't. And it just turns out it's the weirdest coincidence that his company that he works for really meets the standards of what general contractors will be chosen.
And wouldn't you know, here's another odd coincidence that I'm sure would just totally amaze people, but his company is also the one that spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on lobbyists that go down to Olympia and lobby, presumably, him and all of his potentially wayward fellow senators and legislators who may not be on board with all of his agendas or plans or bill ideas, and it just helps grease the skids. And what do you know, his company's paying for that. And why would they not pay for it? Because spending a couple $100,000 on lobbying in Olympia is a heck of a good deal when you're going to get tens of millions of dollars in contracts back.
You know what Al Pacino would say? Al Pacino would say, I am the law! I am the law. Yeah, there you go, right there.
Or he just run for office, which is really a much more wise choice if you want to be involved in these kind of operations.
You know, because he seems like a very smart guy, although his explanation as to how income's not property doesn't make sense. But, why would you want to be working in Olympia for, I don't know, $48,000 a year or something, right? What do you get out of that? I mean, it takes a lot of your time. But then if you can go back after you're not in Olympia, and you go back, and now you're directing all of these funds, as I mentioned, that McKinstry went from $4 million to $40 million in funds coming from our pocketbook into the gas tanks and then into the CCA that is doing an amazing job, just an amazing job of decreasing the CO2 in the state of Washington as given to us by the Department of, which one came out with it, said that it was like 70% or something like that. And then Todd Myers found out that no, actually you haven't done crap with the money that we've given you.
Yeah, I mean, that's, $1 billion is potentially going to buy you. They said this massive amount, 75 million metric tons of carbon removed from the environment. And Todd Myers from the Washington Policy Center recognized within hours of that report coming out, it was Department of Ecology and Commerce that put it out, and Department of Commerce is who manages the Climate Commitment Act cash stash. And so they basically put this report out, which presumably there's at least 100 some odd employees. I mean, I've read the public records requests. I've gone through how many employees look at the most minute, minor little report they'll put out. Sometimes 50 of them will have their hands on it. So there's no way this document came out without at least 100 employees who work in these different government agencies. And they all reviewed it and they all signed off on a number that was so false that Todd Myers immediately identified it as wrong and posted about it real time on X. And then a few months later, sure enough, it came out. They were off by 98%, and they had to adjust it down to a pathetic and probably unsubstantiated little minor level that they claim of carbon that they actually removed for the small price of $1 billion, and the reason why everybody's paying an extra 40 cents a gallon in gas, and why your fuel and your costs and your power bill at home just jacked up 15 to 20%, which, by the way, that was concealed from you, too, because Bob Ferguson sued or threatened to sue any of the public utility districts or the Puget Sound Energy for daring to reveal just how much the Climate Commitment Act was going to increase your power bill. And that is how it rolls in Olympia, and this is why you go there and become the state majority leader in the House.
But the problem for you at We the Govern, Glenn, is that everything that he is doing, although you look at it and go, well, this is obviously immoral, or who cares about morals, but it's not illegal in the state of Washington. So you would not be able to file anything that would be able to stop this type of grift from happening because they write the laws, they determine what's wrong or right, and then they just make sure that the money goes where the money needs to go after the laws that are written, and then it benefits people, like at McKinstry, right?
Sure. And I mean, listen, just because something's legal right now, there's a lot of things that are very bad and ugly in history that have been legal at different times. And I'm sure we can come up and think of all kinds of things.
Sure.
Just because slavery was legal at one time doesn't make it a moral activity. But sometimes what you want to do is go out and reveal the fact that this is what's actually going on. This is how your taxpayer dollars are being spent. This is the damage and abuse that's being inflicted on us by these policies. And the very people who are doing that and standing up and acting like they're so self-righteous about it are the very people who are profiting by essentially millions of dollars over time, and their shareholders and their friends. There's plenty of gravy on the train.
Yeah.
So you can ladle it out all to the people that really matter, whether that's Jay Inslee, whether that's Bob Ferguson, whether that's their campaign contributors, whoever it is, but making sure you spread around, because this is a team effort. You can never do it totally alone. You're not an island. So you got to hand it out to your friends, and there's plenty of grift to hand out. And you and I and everybody else, well, that's who's paying for it.
Well, listen, as long as everybody's happy at the Christmas party there, if Peterson keeps bringing the money in. All right, it's all there, all your work at We the Govern. Glenn Morgan, keep up the good work, and you are truly a troublemaker. Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. Hey, life in Washington. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Thanks, John. Canyon Park, North 405 at 527. A collision blocked your toll lane. You're backed up to 195th there in Bothell. And then prior to that, northbound approaching Northeast 160th in Bothell. An earlier crash that was blocking has been cleared to your right shoulder, but it's left you with a nasty backup starting at 520. So, Bellevue to Linwood, we're up to an hour and 10-minute commute. That is a half-hour delay. Seattle to Linwood, just a half hour. Scattered slowing between Shoreline and Linwood. North 5 heading into Seattle from the south end is packed at the Michigan Curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get through this. South 5, you're going to slow from the U District to I-90. Gets real thick there at 520. If you're heading through Factoria on eastbound 90, just past the 405 interchange, a stall blocks your left center lane. Bellevue to Renton has jumped to 40 minutes because we've got a bumper-to-bumper backup from mid-Bellevue all the way down to the VMAC in Renton. Just volume here. North 405 in Renton approaching 167, still dealing with a crash in the HOV lane. And in Auburn, northbound 167 right in front of Emerald Downs. A collision is on your right shoulder. Drivers are slowing at the scene. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Ugh. Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit of federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right. Tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater. DayandNight.net.
Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, why did you make the call to First Mark Insurance?
My company has grown to a space where we need a higher level of coverage. A couple of factors led me to say, boy, I really need to find something new. And First Mark really rang that bell.
First Mark save you and your business money?
Oh, yeah. They have decreased overall expense in a couple categories by up to 30%, coverage in a couple of areas by greater than 50%. They've offered coverage in two new categories that I think are pertinent for my business, and they've greatly impacted what that coverage and those margins look like.
Kind of wish you made the call earlier.
I absolutely do. Yeah.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
At Guardian Roofing Gutters and Insulation, we know that keeping your home watertight and dry is essential to your family's safety and comfort. Having well-functioning gutters prevents water damage to your home and prolongs the life of your roof. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation and visit us at GuardianRoofing.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump now tells reporters the U.S. operation in the Middle East should wrap up in a matter of weeks. Earlier in the day, he spoke to CBS's Wei Zhang, saying he is not giving up on forcing Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
U.S. gas prices are up more than 35% since the war began. Trump told me they'll drop when we leave, when it's over.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith now calling for a ceasefire now. He tells CNN the war is dragging down the global economy, causing gas prices to soar.
I mean, we're talking about $4 a gallon gasoline here in the United States. Much of the rest of the world, they're running out of gasoline, period. Because as Secretary Hegseth correctly points out, most of the rest of the world is more dependent upon the Middle East that we just blew up.
And now jet fuel prices have doubled since the war started. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports.
If you're planning to fly soon, book now. Jet fuel rose from $2.17 to $4.56 a gallon, meaning ticket prices could soon follow. Patrick DeHaan, chief petroleum analyst with Gas Buddy, says gasoline could also go up even more.
Washington's already set a new record
record for diesel. We could get very close to hitting that for gasoline.
Washington sits at an average $4.34 a gallon for gas, $6.61 for diesel. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
19-year-old graffiti tagger took a nasty fall last night, suffering a possible broken leg and facial injuries. Happened on the ramp from eastbound I-90 to Bellevue Way. State Patrol Trooper Rick Johnson says the tagger fell about 40 feet from the overpass where he was tagging onto the ramp below.
Obviously, it's illegal, and not only for the fact that it's dangerous, but also, defacing, public property.
Man was taken to Harborview and could face a malicious mischief charge. New law now allows college sports betting at Washington's tribal casinos. Governor Bob Ferguson signed that bill yesterday. It allows betting through established sports books only on the outcomes of games, no wagering on individual player stats. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, we're still dealing with this big accident in Canyon Park, North 405 at 527, blocking the toll lane. And this has a pretty solid backup starting all the way at 520 there in Kirkland. Bellevue to Linwood has gone up to an hour and 15-minute commute. That's a 35-minute delay. Seattle to Linwood in comparison is just a half hour. Scattered slowing between Shoreline and Linwood, very typical. Now, North 5 heading into Seattle from the south end gets packed at the Michigan Curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. That's a pretty solid backup now. 40 minutes gets you through this. South 5 looking pretty good to get into the U District, and then from there it's heavy down to I-90. Gets real thick there at 520. Bellevue to Renton is at 40 minutes. We're bumper to bumper from mid-Bellevue all the way down to the VMAC in Renton. As far as I can tell, this is just thick volume. In Renton, North 405 approaching 167. Still dealing with this crash blocking your HOV lane. You're backed up to I-5. Seattle to Federal Way is a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia doing pretty good at just 45 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Mainly cloudy overnight with a few showers developing. Expect widespread rain and a little bit of breezy conditions for tomorrow, and mountain snow also increasing. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Start your day with solutions, not problems. KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes. From downpours to backups, whatever is waiting for you when you head out the door, KIRO 7 News in the Morning will get you prepared. Stay up to the minute every 10 minutes. Watch KIRO 7 News in the Morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
I will.
Good.
Because that was so well read and so well said. Bucky's Auto Service Centers, they've been around. They've been around for a long time. 50 years. Wow. If anybody that's still working at Bucky's been there I've been here for 50 years. I remember when cars were easier to work on, but I can still fix them.
It's Bucky.
Bucky's Auto Service Centers. 16 locations. That's all I got. I gotta get Ryan here. Hang on. Here he comes. Talking Sports with Ryan. Yeah, talking sports. Well, there he is. There is the apple of my eye. Hello there, son. How are you?
Hey, Dad. Good.
Good. Are you a fan of Hard Knocks? I didn't realize that 3.5 million people will watch on all sorts of different platforms. They'll have 800,000 viewers. That was in 2010 or something when they started this thing. Do you watch it?
2000.
2000
first series of Hard Knocks. Huge fan. I've seen almost every season, and what I love about it is, of course, it's sports, so I'm in already. But for those of you who have not watched Hard Knocks, don't think of it as like a sports rah-rah, this is for sports guys. This is really like reality drama television. And that's the way it's painted. You almost forget that it's football. It's really about the stories and the trials and the tribulations of being an NFL head coach, or being a player trying to make a roster out of camp that no one's ever heard of. And everything comes down to one preseason game for him. Yeah. And you get so invested in these players that you're going to forget their name in a couple months. But you're like, gosh, you just can't wait to see if he makes the team or not. And I think Hard Knocks has done this so well. It's one of the few bastions of media that has been able to sort of keep their stronghold without sort of selling out or becoming too streamlined or modern in the way they produce and put together this show. So the Seahawks being on it is insane. And I said the main character, if you look at it like it's a reality television show, the main character, the lead actor, the one with the most lines, the lifeblood of the show is the head coach. And that just is baffling to me that Mike McDonald would agree to do this, wants to do it, because as he's admitted, he's a little bit of an introvert. He doesn't love cameras. He doesn't love the media. You know, it's hard to even get him to open up in a press conference on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised he's going to give this crazy access to pretty much every conversation he's going to have throughout minicamp and throughout, the summer is going to be recorded.
Yeah.
So
as you
go
probably know, you cannot avoid it. If no team volunteers to run and say, yes, I'll let the cameras in, then you can get out of it if you have made the playoffs or if you have a new head coach. If you don't fit any one of those, and there isn't any team that steps up and says, sure, I'll let the cameras in, then they can force you to have Hard Knocks go behind the scenes and cover everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Seahawks were, always able to get out of it because they're always in the playoffs, always in the playoffs. They're always in the playoffs. So they never had to actually step up. So in this case, it looks like they volunteered to have Hard Knocks come in. And I started to see from the research that I did why they do it. Do you know why they do it? It increases jersey sales. It increases the love for the team outside of the city or the state. I looked at the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
So when they came in and did the Detroit, what?
My wife became her second favorite football team is the Detroit Lions because of their Hard Knock season. She loves this show, and she loves Detroit now, and she loves their coach.
Yeah,
it's all from the show.
Yeah. So here's a list. This last year's team, the Buffalo Bills, did not, in fact, hang the banner. What is this part?
You guys ready back there? Far away. Now that you're inside the building, it's what you do with the opportunity that matters most.
Josh Allen is Superman right now.
I see the best player in the building wearing number 17. It's Buffalo versus the world. There's just one thing left to do.
We have to make the city proud.
This is about hanging a banner.
But isn't part of the problem, you have to have the conflicts. You got to have some crazy players. You got to have some people screaming and yelling at each other because that's what they want. If you have a team that's just all well-oiled and the coach is in there and everybody's going in there, there's not the drama. And it's not like a reality television show where they manipulate and they cut stuff away and they make it look like the guy just slept with 6 women in one night in different tents and everything.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want people to get that's the idea of the show. I don't know. They've gone the different route. The Detroit Lions season was great because why? The head coach is great. That guy's made for TV. He's like a professional wrestler, Dan Campbell. And at that point, the Lions are now a good franchise. But when they were shooting that, it was the loser, lovable Lions. And you had a great, just classic storytelling, right? We're down and out. We haven't won a Super Bowl ever. We're cursed. But you had this coach. I love you guys. I have faith in you guys. You guys are going to do something special. And then they went on to pretty much do that. They haven't won a Super Bowl yet, but they've been a great team. But Rex Ryan with the Jets in 2010, 2011, that was a crazy one where he was, just so many expletives. And he is such a weird guy. And that team was so strange. They were so undermanned and they had so little talent, but they went in and beat the Patriots in back-to-back playoffs. And they had this crazy, gritty identity that played really well on camera. And then the first one they've ever did was 2000s with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens had just won the Super Bowl. Head coach Brian Billick was great. A lot of big characters, big personalities. And there wasn't a lot of drama in that one. It was more of just like, hey, we're just going to follow an NFL team through minicamp. What is that like?
But if nothing else, you have the guys that get cut. Like that's drama in and of itself. You have so many guys.
Baked in every year. They always pick 2 or 3 guys who have some story where they've got 8 siblings and they got a single mother and she worked at the supermarket and he's just trying to make the team. He didn't go to any college. Nobody knows his name. There's always that. Even if you don't have the star player who, like Antonio Brown, that was on Hard Knocks, when he burnt his feet in a cryo chamber and then he showed up in a hot air balloon to a mini camp and then he wasn't going to play because he couldn't wear his old helmet. They had that one year. So there's a lot of variety and it's really great. And I can't wait to see how this is, sorry, my cat is being incredibly annoying.
Would you, there is also the curse that any team that's been on Hard Knocks has not gone on to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a Madden cover kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially they do an in-season one now. And the teams that have done the in-season hard knock, I don't think they've won a game when they got all that. And it makes sense. A lot of distractions.
Yeah.
And players will tell you that everyone's very phony. The players change up. They say they don't change when the camera's on, but they say the coaches behave different and the players behave different. Whether they're just trying to get 15 minutes of fame or they're just trying to boost their celebrity.
Yeah.
It can create a lot of interesting dynamics.
Stephen Puyallup has a good theory. I think that Jody volunteered because the team is for sale, so get a good season of exposure for the Seahawks before they find a buyer.
Look at that. Somebody smarter than the two of us, huh?
Three of us.
Okay. Smarter than the three of us. All right.
I don't know. You win the Super Bowl. I feel like that's enough of a good advertisement to a potential buyer.
Yeah, that would help. What are you doing the rest of the day?
Absolutely no. I'm going to watch the Mariners.
Yes.
I'm going to listen to Rick Riz.
Okay.
6:40. Take it on the Yankees.
Who do you think's going to win that particular game and tickets still available?
Yankees are going to win. Max Fried on the mound. Might throw a perfect game.
Wow, there's your prediction. Oh. All right, Rye Roller with your quarter zip, and I got one on two. I think it's yours. You left it at the house. So thank you for that. All right. Love. Here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
All right, well, the good news is we cleared this long-term collision in Canyon Park, North 405 at 527, out of your way. The bad news is you've got this hefty backup starting at 520, maybe even a little before that in Bellevue. So Bellevue to Linwood, hour and 20-minute commute. Seattle to Linwood, just a half hour, but we have a new crash, North 5 at 236 and Mount Lake Terrace blocking the right lane, and this has now created a solid backup starting at 130th there in North Cape. North 5 in Seattle, still solid from the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. About 40 minutes to get through downtown. Both directions of the downtown tunnel are packed. South 5, you're going to slow from the U District I-90. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, right around a half hour on both 529-90. In South Hill, we've got a new collision westbound 512 and 94th Avenue. That one's just reported, so it's unclear which lane is blocked, but you're backed up almost to Meridian. And a heads up, eastbound 18, all lanes closed overnight between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90 starting at 8 through 5 a.m. tomorrow. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
For some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know where we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green to winners in schools and retailers awesomely. Nearly 600 mil to people that play. Another 180 mil to vocational training and education from preschool to college. Now you got the knowledge, a win-win for all of us. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery. Play Washington lottery.
Visit WaLottery.com. Who benefits to learn more.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Mariners fans, the 2026 season is officially underway. And Cal, Julio, and the defending AL West champs are ready to feed off your energy at T-Mobile Park. Be here for every monster home run.
There it is, number 60. The magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Every 100-mile-per-hour heater.
And he throws it and the ball game's over. Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Every clutch moment.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
It's going to be an epic 50th season, and you won't want to miss it. Mariners baseball. Try to answer.
Don't miss out on marquee matchups at T-Mobile Park. Catch Cal Raleigh versus Aaron Judge as the Mariners and Yankees series wraps up tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Then be here for the next homestand as the Mariners return for an AL West showdown against the Astros, April 10th through 13th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green to winners in schools and retailers awesomely. Nearly 600 mil to people that play. Another 180 mil to vocational training and education from preschool to college. Now you got the knowledge, a win-win for all of us. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery. Play Washington lottery, lottery, yeah.
Visit WaLottery.com. Who benefits to learn more.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim, and you know what they say, April showers bring May clogged and overflowing gutters. However, Valentine Roofing, they've got you covered. Right now, you can bundle and save 10% off your entire job when you add new gutters to any new roofing project. Plus, with flexible financing available and payments as low as $159 a month, Valentine makes it easy. Schedule your free roofing and gutter estimate today to bundle and save 10%. Just call 206 Roofing. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Alrighty. You obviously watch Hard Knocks.
I do.
Got it.
Enjoy it. You should check it out. You guys would like it, actually.
What channel is it on?
HBO.
I don't know if we get HBO.
Yeah, streaming service, right? HBO Max?
Yes.
Is baseball really now every other inning or every inning is now on a different network?
No.
Is that true? Felt that way anyway. Let's see. Coming up, Coming up, Joe, this is called in the business, kids, this is called the forward tease.
Oh, wow, that's a tease.
Thank you, gassy old lady. Let's see. The Governor Ferguson signs the new law regulating automatic license plate readers. Big fan of automatic license plate readers. It got Nick's car back when I accidentally, made it easy for the person to steal the car.
What? That's more than you've ever said about it on the air. Up to this point, it's just been a carjacking.
Not a carjacking.
A car.
They stole it, and then and the license plate was caught by one of the readers. But what they've done is the cameras can be there, the flock cameras can be there, but they can't be next to a hospital. Okay, I get that. You can't be next to some place where illegal immigrants might be hanging out, courthouse and stuff. Not there. But then the weird part is they don't let the federal government take any access to this. It's blocked off from that.
Right.
It's normally held for a couple of days, and then it's deleted unless the police believe they need that thing. So, and also the Columbia Tower. I used to go there for a bunch of luncheons and stuff. The good old Columbia Tower, for some reason, going out of business.
The poor man's Space Needle.
What? Joe, in the year 2000, it cost $2,000 to join. And
but if you just want to go for a good view, it's much cheaper than the Space Needle. Not that there's anything
Plus,
wrong
I think they every year at Evening Magazine, they won, best place to go to the bathroom.
It's true, still. Everybody's today on social media, everybody's complaining about the loss of the best bathroom in Seattle.
Because when you sit there, you look out the window. Yeah. Okay.
Lots of texts. People would like to know how you made it easy to steal your car.
Well, I don't know what you're saying about it. But I made time for that. Nate's got to check traffic. There's cars on the road, and they need Nate desperately. Nathan?
Yes, sir. We cleared a collision in Canyon Park about 20 minutes ago, North 405 at 527, but it's left us with a hellacious backup starting in Bellevue. So let's see. Bellevue to Linwood right now is an hour and 15 minutes. Seattle to Linwood's going to take just 40 minutes. It is solid, though, from Northgate into Mount Lake Terrace, where we just cleared a collision at 236 out of your way. North 5 into Seattle from the south end is packed at Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Give yourself 40 minutes to get through this. Both directions of the downtown tunnel are packed. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle right around a half hour on both 520 and I-90. So westbound 520 comes to a halt mid-span. Westbound 90 is crowded from North Mercer Way into Seattle, but you're close to freeway speeds here. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. In our crash South Hill, westbound 512 and 94th has you backed up all the way onto the Valley Freeway. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Copstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision doctors have performed over 150,000 procedures and followed the outcomes. They have the experience to know when it's your right time for RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consult today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. For a limited time, we'll pay the sales tax. That's right, we'll discount all new orders the cost of the sales tax on the project. Call today and let one of our pros come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Now through March 31st, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is paying your sales tax, plus offering easy zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today and save the sales tax.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Just in, the White House says President Trump will deliver a primetime address tomorrow evening to update the public on the war with Iran. Meantime, the president has signed an executive order that creates a list of verified eligible voters nationwide.
I don't see how anybody can challenge it. I don't see how they can challenge it. And remember, it's about voter integrity. We want to have honest voting in our country, because if you don't have honest voting, you can't have really a nation, if you want to know the truth.
The order calls on the Department of Homeland Security, working in conjunction with the Social Security Administration, to make the list of eligible voters in each state. President Trump says he will attend tomorrow's Supreme Court arguments on whether he can deny citizenship to children born to parents who are in the U.S. illegally or temporarily. Stocks had their best day in nearly a year after the president hinted to reporters that the end of the war with Iran could come soon, and Iran's president said that his country has the necessary will to end it, but is seeking guarantees. The president is now shrugging off concerns about oil shipments being blocked by Iran. CBS's Weijia Zhang.
President Trump lashed out at European allies who he says haven't done enough to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz to oil tanker traffic. Start learning how to fight for yourself, he wrote. In a phone call with CBS News, Trump added that if the Europeans want oil, come and grab it. I'm not a gatekeeper for them. They weren't there for us.
NASA says it's on track for tomorrow's first launch attempt of its Artemis 2 moon flight. If all goes as planned, 4 astronauts will blast off as early as 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow.
It's been a smooth countdown, and NASA test director Jeff Spaulding says the launch team is ready.
People are excited and ready to go on this first chapter on our way back to the moon.
The real test will come tomorrow morning when they start loading fuel onto the huge Space Launch System rocket. NASA hopes to avoid repeating fuel leaks that have delayed the launch. The forecast looks almost perfect for tomorrow. Space Force meteorologist Mark Berger.
The optimistic side of me says that means 80% chance of go here.
Peter King, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
Tiger Woods says he's stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on his health after his arrest last week in Florida for driving under the influence. CBS's Michael Wallace.
The report released by the Martin County Sheriff's Office says Woods was sweaty. His eyes were bloodshot and glassy. His pupils were dilated, and his movements were slow and lethargic after he hit a truck and flipped his SUV on its side in Jupiter. Deputies found 2 painkiller pills, the opioid hydrocodone, in his pocket. The golf legend claimed he had been looking at his phone and his radio before hitting the truck.
This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
PSC customers could see a big rate hike starting next year. Details after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
This one's brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Bellevue to Linwood is taking an hour and 5 minutes with a solid backup from mid-Bellevue into Canyon Park from an earlier collision. Seattle to Linwood, we're down to a half hour. Solid from Northgate into Linwood, and it's bumper to bumper up to about 145th. North 5 heading into Seattle from the south end. You're going to jam up at the Michigan Curve. That continues across the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes gets you through this. Both directions of the downtown tunnel are packed this afternoon. South 5 slows from the U District into downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle has gone up on 520. We're at 35 minutes. You're going to jam up at mid-span. 25 minutes on I-90 where it is stop and go from basically North Mercer Way all the way into Seattle. Bellevue to Renton plan on 25 minutes. And at South Hill, we've got this collision westbound 512 right around the curve there, 94th. It has got you backed up all the way onto the Valley Freeway. Ichiro Replica Statue Night is Friday, April 10th. Don't miss out and get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. A big rate hike could be coming for Puget Sound Energy customers with a nearly 30% increase over the next 3 years. KIRO 7 CV's Brandon Thompson says this is due to renewable energy investments and safety improvements.
Here's a breakdown for the electricity bill. Nearly 17% next year is proposed, getting to nearly 30% total by 2030 by PSC's own numbers. That means the ratepayers could be paying $600 more a year in just 4 years. Now, PSC says they'll be spending more than $3 billion in that time to improve the system and meet emission reduction goals by 2033.
Gas customers could see a proposed 20% hike, starting with a 13% jump next year. Soaring cost of jet fuel starting to raise the cost of air travel. KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha reports the rising price of jet fuel could cost airlines an extra $11 billion this year.
Prices have jumped from around $2 at the end of December to almost $5 now. In the past month, prices have spiked more than 100%.
Just yesterday, JetBlue announced it was raising baggage fees while United Airlines is now cutting some flights. Convicted felon is back behind bars after Seattle police say he was caught burglarizing a Columbia City restaurant early this morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The burglary happened just after 4 a.m. at the Taco City Taqueria on Rainier Avenue South. Police say the man used a crowbar to break in the door and smash windows, doing more than $2,000 in damage, then fled with $400 in stolen liquor. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says he fled on foot, but officers spotted him a few blocks away carrying a huge duffel bag.
Investigators conducted a search incident to arrest, and they found all of those stolen bottles of liquor inside of the bag that he was carrying.
The man was later booked into the King County Jail. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
FIFA's president now says Iran will play in the Men's World Cup, including here in Seattle. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas.
The country's participation has had a pretty big question mark around it since the war began over a month ago now. And a few weeks ago, the Iranian Football Federation said it was negotiating with FIFA to move its matches from the U.S. to Mexico.
FIFA now confirms the matches will go on as planned. Iran is set to face Egypt at Lumen Field on June 26th. Now to the forecast, looking at mainly cloudy skies overnight, a few showers developing, widespread rain for tomorrow. Right now, 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Boy, before you hand me this money, dude, you got to promise me this is not a donation. This is a loan, man.
Oh, it's Joe.
I want you to shake my hand, look me in the eye, and tell me you're going to pay me back every cent of this, you SOB. Oh, man, there's some weirdos around here, dude. I ain't never seen anything like this.
Wow, that's Joe doing an imitation of Mac, the bus hero.
Heard from Mac today, by the way.
How's Mac doing, by the way? So you remember the bus was going down, is it Green Lake Avenue? Greenwood Avenue. Crashes into one car. Mac's sitting in the back, mind his own business. Runs up, pokes his finger into the eye of the bus driver, which is what you're supposed to do when he's smashing into cars. Then gets between the driver and the wheel, is able to bring the bus to a stop, picks up the bus driver because he's basically, as Max said, that guy was like dead.
He was gone, man.
He was gone. So I threw him on the ground. And then he came to life again.
Yes.
But Mac hit his head on the windshield and broke his glasses, calls the Metro and says, hey, my glasses broke. Can I get some glasses? And the guy hung up on him after a second call.
That's right.
So then we had Mac on the air first. He tells the story. Joe learns to do an imitation of him. And now he's got himself a lawyer. And now he's going to try to get some sort of justice.
Well, apparently he didn't get a very good lawyer because whoever.
What?
So we got him a lawyer.
We get lawyers on the advertise on this show.
I know, and so Mac was he was getting a lot of people coming at him.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
In 24 hours.
Yes.
He talked to us, and then every other news station started reaching out to him.
Uh-huh.
He heard from another lawyer who he thought was the one we referred him to, and he signed, as he puts it, he signed a contract with them. And now they're giving him the runaround, and he thinks they're not operating in his best interest. He can't even get a hold of the person that's supposed to be representing him. So I told him today, I said, Mac, you got to reach out to our guy. He's a fantastic lawyer. He has your best interests in mind. He'll just give you advice. You don't have to commit to anything. He'll just tell you what to do. And he did that. So he's got Chad Legg at the law offices of Paul Landry looking out for him, helping him with his other contract and trying to get everything sorted out. So
he's got one of those have you fallen recently? Do you think you're going to fall? Have you fallen down and hurt yourself? Have you seen somebody fall? Call us.
A personal injury lawyer, but our guy is a personal injury lawyer, but a local one. He got set up with a national one. He can't he can't even get through to a human.
Some guy on a billboard with a bunch of pinky rings.
Yeah, what's that one guy's name? Larry H. Parker. Remember Larry H. Parker?
Yeah, and there's some Sweet James or Sweet Bobby James or Sweet. You see all those guys in Vegas. Yeah. Driving down the highway in Vegas, every giant billboard is like, call me, I'll fight for you.
Larry H. Parker got me $2.5 million.
We don't get paid until you get paid. God, those guys. What?
We're still taking care of Mac.
We are?
Yes.
All right. Alrighty. Hey, good news, everybody. The governor is going to help you. So, Governor Bob Ferguson, after signing an unconstitutional bill which has an income tax. I didn't think he could do that. I didn't read the Constitution. So then he signs a bill to limit the use of these and the scope of the flock camera system that is used around the United States. But in Washington, he says...
We're living in a challenging time on a range of issues.
Oh, will he mention Trump? God, I hope he does.
But I think it's fair to say at the top of those challenging issues is what's going on with ICE.
Governor.
Oh, my God. That's the problem? That's the challenge in the state of Washington? Is ICE? That's it. So the camera's in place to catch, at one point, I think it was 2 years ago, we had some of the highest car thefts in the United States. And now we're all paying for it, our auto insurance. And then carjacking was also huge. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Seattle was in there as well. But the problem is ICE. Yeah, problem is ICE. Golly.
At the top of those challenging issues is what's going on with ICE.
Governor Bob Ferguson
that's
opened the bill signing on a serious note, saying while the state cannot stop the feds completely, legislators will do what they can. The first of the trio of bills bans cities and companies from sharing flock automatic license plate camera data with ICE.
What happens when the rules are not followed is clear enforcement. You have enforcement against the individual through a private right of action, the institution, and there is also an Attorney General Consumer Protection Act enforcement against the company itself.
Okay, so they tighten stuff up. So the stuff gets held into a file. What was happening is the federal government was coming in and going through the file and going, oh, look, there's a license plate that belongs to a rapist. There's a license plate that belongs to a guy that assaulted somebody. There's a license plate. That's that guy. And then they can track from there where the person lives, and then they go arrest him and get him the hell out of the country. So they've closed that down. So the federal government can't go in and look at the stuff. Because what Flock had, they basically had kind of a back door, and they've asked, when Flock first established these things and put it out, you didn't have all of this ICE stuff going on. So they had the built-in back door, and then you had to ask Flock to close the door. Then they had to put a system in place to close the door. So now the door is closed. Federal government can't get in there and deport criminals from the state of Washington. So welcome to the state of Washington. If you want to kill somebody with your car, a DUI driver, you want to rape a 12-year-old, come on in. Because we're just a big community with our values, whatever.
I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. So that's what's happened. But the flock camera is going to be in place, except for they're not going to be on in front of hospitals. Okay. And other areas where they think people that are undocumented may be gathering. Courthouse, where else?
Schools, courthouses, hospitals.
Okay.
Don't recall any others.
All right. So there, you feel safer. I'm glad they have them because I can tell you from personal experience, the flock camera caught. What happens is as soon as your car goes by the camera, it takes a picture of it, pulls the number up, then it runs through the system and it goes boing. They get a hit. Oh, that's a stolen car. And then all the notifications go out to the police. By the way, that car just happened to pass this intersection, that intersection. It's heading in that direction. And then the cops go and get your car back. Happened to me. So I loved it. I'm a big flock guy.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of your car,
yeah.
What was it you did that made it so easy to steal?
I think what I did is I spent a lot of money on a really nice car, and that made it very attractive to individuals that want to steal a car.
Interesting.
Is that all?
I might have not locked it.
Seems like you'd need a little more help than that.
There might have been a key in the car. I can't remember.
Unlocked with a key in it at the airport.
Yeah, basically it's my own fault. Right. I know whenever I wear a miniskirt and people catcall me, it's my own fault.
Okay.
We have moved on from that.
Yes,
we've received counseling, and we've learned to make adjustments in our relationship. And I can thank Longevity Medical Clinic for that.
The insurance company is no longer involved, so you can speak for
you. Yeah, they caught the guy that stole the thing. The cop called and said, "Are these your 20 pairs of Air Jordans?" I said, "No." "Is this your gun?" I said, "No." "Is this your makeup?" "No." "Hot sauce, hoop earrings?" Maybe hoop earrings? No, none of that belonged to us. But the people that felt that they deserved the car better than we did drove it all around, stole a whole bunch of stuff, and then I guess whatever money they made, they went to a whole bunch of different casinos because they put all those things in the GPS finding on the thing. We're like, oh, look, they went there, and then they went there, and then they went there.
It's fun.
So, and the funny thing was, the flock camera takes the photo of the thing, then a cop's like, hey, I think that's Curley's car. Remember that?
Yes.
And then he went and got him, and then he let the girl go, got the guy. I don't know what happened to the person. It was at the Port Authority in Seattle. I asked the police officer. He said, well, look, if you want, you could go to the courtroom and watch if you wanted, but there's a pretty good chance I don't know what's going to happen to him. I'm sure that they told him to go forward and sin no more.
And at this point, you've left a backpack full of everything at the airport.
That was a mistake. I was very tired. I had gotten off a red eye. I went to get on the motorcycle. By the way, at SeaTac Airport, the motorcycle, I lost a helmet and a leather jacket, and that was locked up. That they cut through the lock on that thing. That was one time. And then the other time I was very tired. I left a bag with a whole bunch of stuff I needed, and I called Joe, and I said, Joe, I will pay you. Please go there and find the stuff.
That was the easiest $500 I've ever made.
There you go.
It's fun.
That's exactly. It is fun. So good to know that it's back. Good. Keep those.
Burgled.
It is burgled. Because they find the stuff. And most people just simply want their stuff back. That's all. Yeah. But the governor, don't forget, the thing that's most concerning is ICE. It's weird. When he says that, what percentage of people that live in Washington are like, yeah, that's the main concern? When you hear that, you immediately have discounted the next sentence that you're about to say because you know how political it is. The governor feels he has to say that to keep everybody happy and blame everything on Trump and ICE, and that's why it's so horrible. So that's the big concern.
At least he's consistent.
Yeah, that's fine. But the Columbia Tower is now coming to an end. The Columbia Tower, the meeting area, right, upstairs on the top floor, the Tower Club as it's known. Back in 2000, it cost $2,000 to join. Then you had a monthly fee, and then you had other stuff. You had to go in there and eat a certain amount of money. I'm sure you had to eat a certain amount of stuff in order to be able to make it worth it. Well, they went from, I was looking to see how they did. They used to have as many as about 2,500 members, and then about 1,700 of them quit. It's gone down. Declining value of the Columbia Center, the Columbia Tower, has declined by 50% from 2022 to 2025. And at this point, they're like, well, we can't cut it. Well, there's the pictures of the thing. Yeah, it's really cool to sit up there. You can look, you get a great view of everything at the club. Got a nice bar. I've been to a couple of events there. And then now they decided it's going to have to go away because I wonder why.
Well, apparently there's another one at the market, which I wasn't aware of.
Is that right?
Yeah. So they're closing this location, but they will put all their efforts into the market location.
Well, there's one. It's actually South Lake Union.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, didn't mean
the
to correct.
collective.
Didn't mean to collect. Yeah. See how you get corrected on the air by Nate?
That's why he's here.
I remember did an auction there many years ago with Sean Alexander, and there were it was weird how they had it set up. They had like 100 people in one room, and then they had a separate room, like another room. We had to like run back and forth from room to room. And Sean Alexander, and there's about 100 people there. And Sean said, tonight, we're going to raise $1 million. And I'm sure the people are like looking around like, well, what? What? How raise $1 million? And we didn't raise $1 million. We fell a little short that particular evening. But he'd run back into the other room and be like, come on, you people, you got money, bid. I was like, Sean, it's not a good thing to say to people. Just we don't want to make people feel bad. We want to make them feel good about bidding. He's running back and forth from room to room, yelling at people to, come on, I'm trying to raise $1 million.
Thought you were rich.
I think he might have said something like that. Starbucks laying off dozens of employees. I think the last number I saw was 66 employees getting the old heave-ho there. That Starbucks slowly makes its way over to, get this, everybody, a state without an income tax. So they will be leaving altogether at 66 employees. They're closing down 5 stores. They said they're not moving all their headquarters over to a state with no income tax, but they are setting up a headquarter over there. They give their headquarters in Nashville because, well, it's more centrally located. It's going to be better for distribution and doesn't have an income tax. So they've decided to move over there, and they're closing down 5 stores. And if you look at what you pay for a cup of coffee in Nashville compared to what you pay for a cup of coffee in Seattle, I think it's a difference of about $1.50 or something.
Put that coffee down.
That's right, because coffee is for closers.
Iced matcha lemonades and espresso frappuccinos.
Apple.
You're singing my tune. There it goes. Because don't forget, remember the mayor, right after getting elected, she went down to one of the picket lines, didn't she?
She did.
So here's a big employer. Starbucks has been around since 1971. Everybody knows Starbucks, a small little company that gets started, then all of a sudden it becomes this monster company about now, trading on the stock exchange, doing quite well after news that they've decided to fire a whole bunch of people. Today, it's opened at 88. And after market, it is 80. Wow, it went up to 90, about 90 bucks per share. Pretty good jump. Yeah, starting at 88, going up to 90, 89, 59. There, because people are like, oh, good, look at that. We're tightening things up there at Starbucks. That's good news. Because don't forget, when the mayor gets elected, she goes down to the picket line and says, what, Joe? Says something like, something.
That is why I am proud to join them on their picket line and proud to say loud and clear, I am not buying Starbucks and you should not either. And I would like to close with a message to Starbucks. This is your hometown and mine. Seattle's making some changes right now. And I urge you to do the right thing. Because in Seattle, when workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Because this is your city. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a lot of noise. And then the other noise that you didn't hear in there was the sound of the Starbucks trucks backing up and heading to Nashville. Because what do we do when we don't want to pay somebody a whole bunch of money for making coffee?
We move to Nashville.
We move to Nashville. We fight back by moving to Nashville. And when the mayor of the city says, you know, I'm not going to buy Starbucks coffee and you're not going to buy either.
We're moving to Nashville.
Yes. There they go. Out the door. Shocking how that happens. Can't treat people like that, Joe. You can't. Nope. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan got traffic. Nathan.
Yes, sir. Seattle Mariners has the update. Bellevue to Linwood's going to take you a solid hour. We've got a solid backup between 520 and 527 and then just barely moving through Kirkland. Seattle to Linwood is a half hour. Scattered slowing between Shoreline and Linwood as we're already starting to thin down on this commute. North 5 heading into Seattle is jam-packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get through downtown. Both directions of the downtown tunnel are heavy. North 5 is extra heavy. South 5 slows from Lake City Way now in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, plan on a half hour. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, down to 25 minutes as we're starting to clear out pretty quickly now along South Center. And at South Hill, we cleared that collision westbound 512 at 94th Avenue. We're left with scattered backups, though, from the Valley Freeway around that South Hill curve. Ichiro Replica Statue Night is Friday, April 10th. Don't miss out and get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The average person will work 100,000 hours before eventually they retire. It's not just a date on the calendar. It's a transition, and it deserves a structured plan. You don't just get the box and head out the door. Madrona Financial and CPAs, they guide clients through a 7 steps to successful retirement. This is so essential. It begins with the most important step, which is your lifestyle plan. What do you want to do? What's life going to look like after you stop working? Where you want to live? How much you want to spend? Where are you going to spend your time? And you have to be able to work this process backwards. You align your portfolio strategy, your income security, your cash flow, your planning, your tax strategy, your healthcare decisions. See, it can get complicated. Even lifetime giving and legacy planning. Each step supports the other step. So when you go through the structured process, you can bring clarity and confidence as you move through your working years into retirement. For more information, I highly recommend you get in touch with the folks there at Madrona Financial and CPAs at 833-673-7373. That's 833-673-7373.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046. Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. This just in, 2 teens were shot this afternoon in Seattle's Chinatown International District. This happened at 6th and Jackson. Detective Brian Pritchard tells KIRO 7 TV a 16 and 19-year-old are now in the hospital.
The 2 victims were walking up the street here eastbound, and a car pulled up. There was some kind of altercation. Then shots rang out.
Victims are said to be in serious condition. No description of a suspect, but SPD believes a sedan was involved. That scene is now clear. President Trump is set to address the nation tomorrow night, 6 o'clock our time. The White House says the primetime speech will provide an important update about the Iran war. Earlier today, the president offered a new timeline for ending the war, saying it could wrap up in a matter of weeks. CBS's Wei Zhang spoke with the president this morning.
The president also told me that he believes they're essentially regime change already, that the people that the U.S. is talking to are much more reasonable, and he feels there's a lot of progress there, which is one reason he says he believes the war is winding down.
And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the upcoming days will be, in his words, decisive in the war. Meantime, fuel prices still going up in response to the conflict. AAA says the national average for gas now above $4 a gallon as jet fuel prices have now doubled. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
The average in Washington, $5.34 a gallon for gas, $6.61 for diesel. Compare that to the national average of $4.01. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says that beats the high mark set back in 2022.
Of course, when we make these comparisons back to 2022, keep in mind Washington State didn't have the Cap and Invest program. That's why we're setting records this time around. But we certainly could creep a little higher.
Meanwhile, jet fuel has climbed from $2.17 to $4.56 a gallon. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Meta is laying off 168 employees across King County. Cuts hit offices in Seattle, Bellevue, and Redmond, plus nearly 40 remote workers across the states. Company filings show the layoffs target about 10% of the company's Reality Labs division. That's the team behind virtual reality and smart glasses. Layoffs take effect on May 8th. Now to the real-time traffic desk. We check in with Nate Connors.
All righty, this one brought to us by 1-800-DUI-OA. Bellevue to Linwood is at 55 minutes, a 15-minute delay still. We've got a hefty backup starting in mid-Bellevue all the way into Canyon Park, and you're really packed through Kirkland. Seattle to Linwood, we've improved a 25-minute commute, just scattered slowing between Shoreline and Linwood starting at 145th. North 5 heading into Seattle, bumper to bumper now from Albro Place up to the Ship Canal Bridge. 45 minutes to get through this. Northbound 99 remains packed through the downtown tunnel from the stadiums to South Lake Union. Southbound 99 in the tunnel is starting to thin out, though. South 5 slows from Lake City Way in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, plan on a half-hour trip. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, we're at 35 minutes on 520. Just 20 to 25 minutes on I-90. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway starting to clear out pretty nicely now, taking you just a half hour. Serving the Pacific Northwest for over 30 years with hundreds of five-star reviews, 1-800-DUIOA.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Mainly cloudy overnight, some light rain as well. Widespread rain for Wednesday. Right now, 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right. Yes, I know. Very exciting. Now, it's 5 days in a row. Weird. It has landed on Andrew. So statistically speaking, well, it still could land on you again. Doesn't mean you get discounted. But here we are, Teeny, if you'd be so kind. Spin the wheel. There it goes, round and round. Andrew's name has suddenly fallen off the board, strangely enough.
Thank you.
Some black tape left behind it. It is double stick tape, and the wheel falls off the thing and lands on the floor, and it's landed on top of Andrew's name from the floor.
That doesn't count.
Wow. Fell off it came right off the thing, the hinge.
Oh, gosh. I like
good spin.
Them hard-boiled out of the bag.
Yeah, we hard-boiled out of the bag.
Wilcox Family Farm eggs out of the bag.
It's going to have a whole section for you, Andrew. Thank you very much for Wilcox Family Farm eggs recipe right there. All right, the news is breaking from, who had this first, The Guardian or something like that? I figured it had first broken. Charlie Kirk bullet analysis finds no conclusive link to the rifle found near the scene. That's just a wide roundabout way of saying didn't come from the rifle. The round that was found, the fragment of the bullet, was not a 30-06, right?
No, they couldn't. It was they could not determine what it came from.
Okay, the whole thing makes no sense. The 30-06, that thing has been around since 1906. This thing is that's what you take down big animals with. Big game hunting, they use the 30-06. They love this thing because, man, is it powerful and it can fly and it's deadly. So Charlie Kirk apparently gets shot from the guy on the roof, comes down and hits him in the right side of the neck, right? And then they're saying, well, the bullet didn't leave his neck. This thing, 30-06, can go through ballistic gel. You ever seen ballistic gel? It's a big, thick thing of, just imagine gel. It can go 16 inches into ballistic gel. But somehow, through the neck of Charlie Kirk, bounces around a little bit in there, and then gets stuck in his vertebrae. And it didn't exit. Nobody gets killed. No, nobody else. Just the bullet goes in. Would normally go ripping right through. There'd be a huge blowout on the other side. But not on this one.
Superhuman bones.
What a load. It's crazy how they throw this. People, oh, okay, fine, whatever.
It's been nearly 7 months since conservative political activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed during a Utah Valley University campus event on September 10th last year. Now, attorneys for Tyler Robinson, the man charged in Kirk's killing, are asking to delay his preliminary hearing to review a mountain of material they say could help his defense. In a new court filing, the defense claims in an ATF report summary that the agency, quote, was unable to identify the bullet recovered at autopsy to the rifle allegedly tied to Mr. Robinson.
Oh.
Doesn't mean that those bullets aren't the same or that they aren't connected. It just means there isn't enough evidence there to come to a conclusion.
Ah.
That's convenient.
Oh, I see. But the fact that it's a 30-06 fired from a rifle that was taken apart, put back together again, and the scope is put on with no practice shot, and the guy's able to hit him directly in the neck from, 300 yards away or 100 and some yards away? Whatever it was? Yeah, sure. And then we get the text messages from him back to his trans boyfriend, which is ridiculous stuff that no one would actually text back and forth, right? And then about his grandfather, I got to return the gun, and I put it over in the woods with a towel over top of it, and boy, is my old man granddad going to be upset with me. And
I'm sure in trouble.
Former National Center counterterrorist, this is Joe Kent, was talking about this, I guess, about 2 weeks ago to Megyn Kelly.
Charlie was probably instrumental in getting President Trump elected in 2024, and Charlie was very vocal against us going to war with Iran. He eventually said, okay, fine, Midnight Hammer, unlimited strike, and then we're done. We're not going to go back for a regime change. But he was continuing to speak out against the influence that the Israelis had on our foreign policy in the Middle East, in particular, this push to take us off to war with Iran. So I think that has to be looked at, the amount of pressure that Charlie Kirk was under from the donors, but then also his influence with President Trump.
I haven't seen it verified anywhere other than just reading it online. I don't know if it's actually true or not, that $5 million was offered to Charlie Kirk from a Jewish organization for him to basically endorse.
To him to stop speaking negatively about Israel.
And he turned it down?
Yes.
Okay. Kent goes on to say.
So who has the ability to shut you down from that?
Shut down the investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
So really, the way it happened was that initially it was just like, hey, the FBI says you guys can't look into the case file, and when the case file is kind of where all the data is, and you're done. You guys can't work here anymore. You guys can't work on this case anymore. We argued that we should still be involved in that case, and we won the argument. We got kind of put back on the case. But then after a while, the government has a great way of making things just die in process. And so essentially all of our requests, our ability to investigate, it was cut off. Our requests to investigate were kind of taken away and sort of died in the process. So I'm sure someone at some point in the government's going to come out and say, no, we're still looking into all leads in the Charlie Kirk case. But this is how you kill things in the government. You just let them die in this never-ending coordination process or requests that go unanswered. That's kind of where we're at. But the DOJ and the FBI was instrumental in saying, hey, we're done investigating Charlie Kirk. And they'll tell you, hey, everything's with Utah now because there's this ongoing trial against Tyler Robinson.
Megyn Kelly reads some of the online messages about killing Kirk before he was assassinated. Is this relevant?
Yeah.
All right.
You mentioned putting a foreign government to the side. You mentioned the people who communicated about clearly Charlie's murder prior to the murder. We pulled just a couple of those just to recap it for the audience. Someone who goes by Osama bin Tazuka, 5 days before the shooting on 9/5. Charlie was killed on 9/10. You guys, I have something big coming soon. Just be sure to check the news. You'll know it when you see it. Emoji giving a wink. The day of the shooting at 4:52 p.m. Well, that's another Chud bites the dust. X account called Mushy, but the first Kirk tweet by this guy was September 3rd. It would be funny if someone like Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, LMAO, followed up by another one on September 11th. Did I, or did it?
Okay. This is another one of those stories where, it doesn't match. It doesn't quite seem to make sense, but,
Remember, I mean,
it's like the magic bullet that killed, hit through Kennedy and then spun around and there it was on the stretcher, right?
And even in the days following, there was so much about this that we were going, what is this? Like none of this makes sense.
Well, I'm surprised they got that bit of information out. And again, the ballistics would tell you a 30-06 shot from that distance, striking the human neck, would go through the neck, a gigantic hole on the other side, and they would hit somebody else. Oh, well. It's so weird.
This rabbit hole.
Joe's rabbit hole's getting bigger and bigger. How many rabbits are down there, by the way?
There's a couple of us, but we got room for more. Come on, John.
But if I go down there, I am tainted for the rest of my life with every view of everything else. I'm going to let you go. You go down the hole, then you come back up, and you tell me.
That sounds good.
All right, good. That works out. In the meantime, here's Nathan's traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Lake Washington, windows and doors, has the update. Bellevue to Linwood is down to 50 minutes. Still got a hefty backup between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Seattle to Linwood, 25 minutes with just scattered slowing between Shoreline and Linwood. You've got more clearing than you do backups here. North 5 heading into Seattle, still packed at Albro Place up to the Ship Canal Bridge. 45 minutes it's going to take you to get through this. Northbound 99 is thinning out, but we're still pretty packed through that downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. Now, southbound 99 is packed about midway down into the tunnel. South 5 slows from Lake City Way in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, 35 minutes on 520. You have a solid backup from mid-span over to I-5. 20 minutes on I-90, but you're slow from the East Channel Bridge into Seattle. And your Mariners have a 6:40 game coming up tonight at T-Mobile Park. Well, today's the last day that Lake Washington Windows and Doors is paying your sales tax, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. You better visit them, lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. I know what it's like. I'm telling you. I've experienced it myself. The hair loss, the stuff begins to thin, the crown disappears. That hair loss just starts to rob you of your identity. That's how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment. They regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you, because if your hair is going away and it's not coming back, if it doesn't come back and it begins to thin and it's bothering you and you're keeping track of it, maybe even looking at photos of yourself from a year ago, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going bald. You know what you could do? You can reverse it. You can fix it. Rather than being upset about it, you set up a free consultation to give you $250 off and $250 free hair grab. All you got to do is call Advanced Hair at 425-449-8185. And you don't want to wait, because your own natural hair, your own hair, is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Good job, everybody. 2 years in a row. 425-449-8185. Or visit them online at advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Yep, it's raining out there. Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. They'll keep your home leak-free and protected from the northwest rains. Visit integrityrc.com to schedule a roof assessment or video inspection today. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team can help with a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Visit integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Pierce County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
The deadline for filing taxes is coming up. Donate your car to Cars for Kids for a 2026 tax deduction. Go to carsforkids.org today. That's cars with a K.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
All right. Hudson, I believe you have a song.
Yes. On a mailman to be messed with me. On a mailman. Everything new. On a mailman. Bring the mail to you.
What's that a tune? Okay. Thank you, Hudson. We'll get the letter of the day first. Take care of all the rest. Joe.
Wow, impressive. Dennis in Seattle says, you say to get in the world of showbiz, call this number, 801-575-5532. Huh? Thank you, John, for mentioning President Richard Milhouse Nixon yesterday. Thanks for texting in yesterday, Fish and Langley.
Thank you, Dennis, for kicking off whatever this is. Tim in Des Moines says, if you're going to the moon, you might as well look for Alice Cramden. Oh, right. Bang Zoom to the moon. You know who that is?
You guys.
Honeymooners.
Not her. Bang Zoom, Alice, I tell you.
To the moon, Alice.
Yeah, that's when people were doing that sort of stuff, bang zooming their wife to the moon. Go ahead.
Jesse B on YouTube says, guys, I just got home. Can you please give Tina on YouTube a shout out for her birthday today, please?
Right there. You got it. See that? Tina, Ooh. Happy birthday. Andrew,
look, my wife has a rule.
Oh, no.
When somebody's birthday, sing happy birthday. You ready?
Oh, no.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Happy birthday,
Mr. President, her name is
you.
Tina.
Happy birthday, dear darling. Happy birthday to you.
There we go. Andrew the 509 on Glenn.
Let me get this one.
Okay.
Andrew in the 509 on Glenn Morgan's expose on Peterson. Sounds like what Reuben Carlyle did when he was in the Washington legislature. Right, and pass a law for the CCA, start a carbon credit exchange company, and when the law passes, he and his company get money from the company.
What? I can't believe it. You mean the money from the CCA is not saving the earth? Joel in Snohomish on Glen Morgan says, I think we need to borrow your paddles. Yes, sorry about that.
B in Puyallup says, my boss has us oversalt food so people will drink more. 2 times the amount of salt a normal person would use.
Okay, that's from B in Puyallup. Keep that in mind. Diana in Everett says, John, you cannot have attorneys in small claim courts. I know that. I didn't ask for it. I was going to get an attorney to help me. I can't bring one to court.
Nice.
Okay.
206 says NASA is going nowhere. It's April Fool's Day tomorrow. Forgot about that.
Uh-oh.
Also, Charlie Kirk was obviously shot by remote control through his microphone clip on his shirt. It was an exit wound.
Oh, wow. Okay, Ben, the security consultant, says 30-06, very powerful round. Nancy Pelosi and Patty Murray are lizards. All right. Well, this is where you go for the news, everybody.
425 said it was not a bullet. Check the report. It's a shrapnel or some piece of metal.
Okay, wow. Let's see. Devon in Iraq says, we love the rabbit holes, John. Okay.
Brianna in Arlington says, lizard people night is way better than vitamins for sale night.
Okay, Benny, the tugboat expert, and he is an expert. Oh, yes. I remember when almost everyone thought there would be a nuclear war. I do, too.
Good old days. Deceased chicken lawsuit. Hee-haw Aaron says, come on, chicken farmers. Protect your chickens. I swear, if a dog can get your chickens, you should be held liable for not protecting your livestock. It's not rocket science, people. Ask Wilcox Family Farm Eggs how they do it. Don't just follow a trend on Instagram without expecting nature to take its course. Protect your chickens.
I'm not blaming them. Todd in Stanwood says, counter-sue, claiming the chickens enticed the dog, and now they have emotional distress.
Fair enough.
Gosh.
206 says,
now it is time for the letter of the day.
We'll read those later.
Okay. Mike in Puyallup, also on the chickens. You should not need to calculate the lifetime production of each chicken, only the loss incurred until the production is replaced. A chicken typically 18 to 22 weeks of age when they are capable of laying 1 egg per day. It's reasonable to the farmer to be reimbursed for this period of non-egg production while new chicks are growing. Therefore, 15 birds at 1 egg per day over 22 weeks equals 2,310 eggs to reimburse. Wholesale value, not retail. Plus cost of 15 new chickens. Add some money for additional pain and suffering, and your neighbor should be made whole. So how much is
I gotta add all that up.
2,300 eggs? Now all we need is 2,300 eggs. What's that cost?
But what's the cost of an egg? What are you selling an egg for? A dozen eggs on the side of the road that people have is like $5 or $6.
And now you know the rest of the story.
A train leaving that's all Fort Wayne, Indiana, traveling at 60 miles an hour.
Times a dozen. It's like $4,500.
We'll see.
They might have something.
Thanks, Joe. That helps. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, Bellevue to Linwood. We're down to 40 minutes. Still packed through Kirkland. About 85th. This turns into scattered backups into Canyon Park, and then you'll clear out. Seattle to Linwood, just 20 minutes. Not much left in your way here. North 5 into Seattle remains packed at the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get through this. South 5, you're slow from Lake City Way in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, though, we've improved to just 20 minutes. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, still struggling. 35 minutes on 520. Add to this, we have a new collision mid-span blocking the right lane. 25 minutes on I-90. You're slow from the East Channel Bridge all the way into Seattle. Bellevue to Renton's at 20 to 25 minutes. Still packed between Southeast 8th and Cold Creek Parkway, and then you're going to clear out. And a heads up, eastbound 18, all lanes closed overnight between Issaquah, Hobart Road and I-90, starting at 8 through 5 a.m. tomorrow. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Dan. Dan, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
I had the same insurance company for 30 years and just accepted all the premium increases as inflation or feeling tethered to them because I have earthquake coverage and was uncertain about being able to get that anywhere else. But when I talked to Ken at First Mark, wow, he came back with bigger umbrella policy, better earthquake coverage, which I didn't think was possible. And when he came down with the premium number, it was a no-brainer. We were saving over $2,500 a year. Don't wait, because it's annoying to think of what I could have done with that money over the last 10 years had I done something sooner.
Well, Dan did it. My family did it. You got to do it, and it's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge today. See how much money they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be the next First Mark Challenge victory that I get to talk to as well. Simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com, firstmarkinsurance.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater. DayandNight.net.
Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. For a limited time, we'll pay the sales tax. That's right, we'll discount all new orders the cost of the sales tax on the project. Call today and let one of our pros come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness.